We are coming to you live from Wilkerson-Sanders Stadium on the campus of, yes, Utley Middle School. I know it's confusing, but stay with us. It's all right. But this is a doozy we got for you, folks. It is Rockwall versus Longview. The Rockwall Yellowjackets are 1-0 in district, 3-2 overall, and number 9 in the area, number 17 in the state. They take on the Longview Lobos. They have not beaten the Lobos since... my goodness, I think it's the Hoover administration for as president, but it was Longview Lobos come in 2-2 overall. They were idle last week, so they have not played a district game, and they are number 18 in the state, so one spot behind the Yellowjackets. I want to welcome everybody to the Alliance Bank pregame show. I'm Billy Quinton, along with David Sweet. We'll bring him in here in just a second. We have Trevor Webb on the board. We have Chris Curtis that will also be on the board, and we got Lisa Trammell on the camera, and it'll all rotate a little bit. So, but y'all don't worry. We got the game coming to you. But, David, this is going to be another doozy here, and every year we say, hey, this year is the year we're going to beat Longview.
You're exactly right. We've already said that 2 or 3 times tonight. This is the time. Longview is something else. You know, those teams that have different teams' numbers, if you will, quite honestly. And, Longview's been a very good program for many, many years, but always seems like Longview's got Rockwall's number. Yeah. They've really got something going on, and it doesn't work out well. But all of that being said, and we'll go into that later and touch on that, this is a good opportunity for the Yellowjackets. And again, I was thinking just a moment ago, just as we will say during this point, in the last 4 weeks of the season, this is a very big, important game in 10-6A and a tough one for the Jackets and their opponent.
Yes.
But that will be the case throughout 10-6A play for the rest of the season. Yeah. 2 good teams battling out. 2 good teams that if it all plays out right are 2 definitely postseason, postseason focused teams, if you will. And as we said, though, with 10-6A, 2 good teams are going to get left out. So the challenge is keep winning, man.
Yeah, and it's big that the Rockwall jumped out to the 1-0 record.
Absolutely.
In district, because if you start 0-1, you're already behind the 8 ball, and you got to put together a few wins to try to get that last playoff spot. But let's go ahead and throw it to Coach Brooks, because I had a chance to talk to Coach Brooks earlier this week. We, of course, covered that win that Rockwall had over Royce City, and we talked some about Longview, the Longview game tonight. And, of course, since it's going to be a bye week next week, we'll talk a little bit about Coach Brooks' plans and his vacation spots. So, and Frank Conselman came up as far as vacations go, so it's probably not surprising to you.
Not a surprise at all, my friend. Of course you would want to talk to him about vacations. He's been everywhere, and
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Get the Frank Conselman travel tips. So anyway, let's hear what Coach Brooks had to say. All right, welcome to the Alliance Bank pregame show. I'm joined by head coach Trey Brooks. And, Coach, you have a huge win over Royce City. Start district play. You start district at 1-0 with that big win. Royce City came in 4-0. It was a sellout. It was a great atmosphere. Tell me a little bit about that atmosphere. We got to experience it up in the booth, but we're not out there amongst everybody. You're on the field. You see both sides sold out. Kind of tell us a little bit about that atmosphere.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere. We knew it would be. They were coming in, like you said, 4-0, feeling really good, and we were coming off a big win, and so I just think it was a game that people wanted to be at, and we know it's a lot of the times we are our opponent's biggest game, and so I think that was the case there. And so anyway, it was a great atmosphere, and I think the kids fed off of that, and so it was a fun night. I'm glad it ended up the way it did.
Sure.
But it was a good night.
I knew it was a big game when Dallas Morning News wanted to kick us out of our booth because they wanted the booth, but it ended fine. But okay, you mentioned we get the 48-31 win. Fast start. You lead 31-7 at half. I think that was shocking. I think especially Royce City didn't expect that. I got to talk about Brent Rickard again, because what a great game for him. Another big one, but this time, unlike the previous game that when you beat North Crowley, this one, he turns into Lamar Jackson somehow. And all of a sudden, he is running everywhere. Some of them are because of a protection may break down or whatever. But there was a lot of called running plays. So kind of talk about that a little bit and that game plan to get him involved in the running game.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an underrated little deal he's got going. The strength of his. He's the biggest thing is that he's willing, and he's not scared to run the football. We just don't allow him to do it a whole lot, to be honest. And in non-district, it's just one of those things. You try to control the number of hits that your quarterback takes. And so going into this first district game, it was like, okay, let's scheme up a couple of things to let him carry it. And it just so happened it wasn't a lot, but those few that we schemed up for him were really key runs in the game and ended up being big plays. And so just proud of him for just his willingness to do that, and proud of how he was carrying the rock.
In that one game, he already surpassed Braden Locke's career rushing yards.
He did. He destroyed it.
Yeah, he destroyed it, almost tripled it. So that's a great trend there. Speaking of running, let's talk about this rotation of your running backs. You got Hatcher, Castro, and Hankins. How do you decide? All three of them have a great game. They've had great season. Yeah. They complement each other well. All three have different running styles at times. How do you decide who's in and who's out, and which situation that they, what situation that you're using in?
Yeah, so I will give all the credit to our running backs coach, Zach Collins. He has such a good feel for those kids, and he's got such a good relationship with them. Just how he spends time with them in meetings, out at practice. He treats practice the same way. He designs the entire practice and the exact reps that all those guys are going to get. And so when he gets to the game, he really is just doing it by feel. Mm-hmm. Some of it is based on strengths of the player, like on a given play that he knows, hey, this kid is catches the ball really well. Some of it is just based on, the energy that they have and stamina at that particular time. So I don't micromanage that. I let our coaches do that, and he does a great job of it in game. And those guys, it is at any given time, it's any one of those three guys can make the play, and we trust them all to make the play.
Now let's give some credit to the guys that never get credit. Let's talk about the offensive line.
Yeah.
None of this happens without them.
For sure.
And they have been incredible this year.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this line. Give them some pub and the things that they're doing to allow all this. It feels like every game the offense is just getting a notch better and better and better. It's just really, obviously going into district play, it was really hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think first thing I'll say is credit to Royce City. It is a very difficult defense to block. Not only good talented players, but the scheme that they run, it's difficult on an offensive line to be able to block the number of blitzes that they bring and things like that. So that in itself is a challenge. Those kids, they're really rising to the occasion, and our big theme this year has just been getting better each week and just weekly improvement, and nobody embodies that better than our offensive line. They have truly gotten better every week, and so a couple of veteran guys. Kaimani up front has played a lot. Henry Rice played quite a bit for us last year. Henry has now, I think, through 5 games, he has now played tackle, guard, and center at different times. That mixed with some young guys stepping up. Michael Carina at right tackle has been phenomenal for us. Gunnar Talley at left tackle has been really, really good. He's a senior, but still new as far as the starter goes. And so really proud of those guys and the way that they've played so far.
Yeah, and now we got to move over to the defense, which has just been incredible this year. We've talked about them a lot. We're going to keep talking about them. That Royce City offense was averaging 51 points a game.
Yeah.
You had them at 7 at half.
Yeah.
They did get a few points second half. What's the biggest reason for that? I know Coach France is a big part of it, but tell us a little bit. That secondary is really strong. You get another interception. In fact, I love you get an interception. It's erased by a penalty. So let's just get it on the next play. Yeah. And so that was great. Yeah. But talk about that defense.
Yeah, I think to me, our coaches have just done a really good job of figuring out what makes this group tick and what the strengths are of this particular defense. I think a lot of it does start with the secondary. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but we have a lot of versatile players. And so we're able to play some different packages with different kids in different spots that plays to our strengths. And so I think it kind of starts there and then it trickles down. That enables our linebackers to play better. Christian Washington is playing phenomenal. Christian Lawyer is playing phenomenal. And then that works its way down to the defensive line. Jackson Stoner has been a complete difference maker for us down there. He and Wade Day have really anchored that. And so, I feel good about the way that everybody's playing. And like I said, I think it just comes back to our coaches have done a good job of figuring out, all right, this is the style of defense that we need to play with this particular group of guys. And so we're just trying to build on that.
And I also think it's really cool that you got guys that are officially secondary, but you got like Ashworth and Castro that can play like linebackers in there. Yep. And that's got to be huge too.
Yeah, for sure. And we've got linebackers that will line up on the D line at times.
Yes.
So that just speaks to the versatility.
All right, now we got to talk about Longview. Last time we beat them, I think I checked, was 1920. That's over 100 years ago.
That was a good year.
That was a good year. That was a good year. Dale Downham was 6, I think, at that point. So I'm going to ask if he remembers that game. But they come in tonight 2-2. A little bit deceiving. Their 2 losses are to South Oak Cliff and to Ruston, that a very good team out of Louisiana. I think Rockwall's in the same deal. Rockwall comes in 3-2. People can look at that record and go, mediocre. No. The record doesn't show how good this team is. I think Longview could easily be 4-0. I think Rockwall could easily be 5-0 or 4-1 too. So these are 2 teams that are really, really good. Let's talk about their offense first. They have a unique offense in that they have multiple formations, and that's got to be tough for y'all on defense. They're the only high school team that I can think of recently that still goes in the I formation at times. Quarterback goes under center, and we'll explain that on the broadcast to the young people what the I formation. We've already explained what a huddle was. When we see it.
I was going to say.
So so we're going to try to explain, and also tell them at one point football uniforms used to have sleeves, and so we're going to go into all the old day stuff, but. They average over 5 yards a carry, so they don't throw it a ton. That running game, we knew that last year. That running game was really tough. Talk about what you got to do to stop that offense, that Longview offense. It's going to be really tough.
Yeah, you just have to be really, really physical, and really gap sound. You can stop them over and over, but then you miss one fit and they take it to the house. And they've got a really physical offensive line. They've got big running backs and a quarterback who can also run. So it makes them difficult to stop in the running game. And they're just good at what they do. They've done it for a long time. And so that makes it tough. They're confident.
Well, it almost is like, I don't think they're surprising people a lot. They're just like, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah. And
do
you need to stop it. Yeah.
Yep.
That kid, Washington, is the running back, one of the running backs. And isn't that right? Is it? Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he's not.
Yeah. But I was going to say, he ran rampant over Rockwall defense last year, had a record. And so, obviously, that's something that's going to be on the mind of the defense this year. And so, it'll be interesting to see how that. Now, let's talk about their defense. Talk about their defense and what you expect to see from them.
Yeah, I think defensively, it's very similar to what I just said. They run a system that they've run for a long time, and they're really good at it. Extremely physical up front. They're D-line and linebackers. They play a 4-2-5. So those guys, they handle the box with those 6 guys really well. In the secondary, talented kids, kids that are versatile, that can play different spots. And so, but I think the biggest thing is that they know the system and they're good at it, and they grow up playing it, and they've run it for years. And so you're not going to get them out of place. You're not going to trick them into lining up wrong. You just have to go out and you have to match their physicality and hopefully up it a little bit.
Okay, so then after this game, you have the open week. Big plans? Going to the Bahamas?
Yeah, we're just going to take a little vacation.
Oh, very nice. There you go. Be like, go ask Frank Conselman. He always goes to the south of France and all that stuff. See if you can tag along with them. They're always doing something. But so we won't be together next week, although I may still show up and just hang out. Yeah, if you don't mind that. But anyway, Coach, appreciate it. This is the Alliance Bank pregame show, and good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Investing in you and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Alliance Bank pregame show. So happy to have y'all join us. We are about 13 minutes away from kickoff between Rockwall and Longview. The Lobos come into this one 2-2 overall, ranked number 18 in the state. As usual, David, they're potent. They have an offense that is not common, that Rockwall has to prepare for, and every team has to prepare for, because they do that I formation a number of times. Tell us a little bit about that offense and the defense that we expect to see from them.
Absolutely. Real quick, first of all, you go back to the fact that you mentioned they're 2-2. They started off the first 2 weeks of the season beating Lufkin and beating Marshall, two of their old East Texas rivals. And then, of course, on a 2-game losing streak prior to the bye with a 20-17 loss to South Oak Cliff and 38-35 to that one unusual team they play, it seems like every year, and that's Ruston, Louisiana. Yeah. On the offensive side of the football, as you mentioned, going with that I formation, so the vast majority of their success, their attempts, their damage is done rushing the football. They're averaging 115 yards per game through the air. They've had 2 touchdowns as a result of the passing game. They're averaging 184 yards per game on the ground. They've scored 12 touchdowns under their rushing attack. So it kind of speaks to what their philosophy is, averaging 299 yards per game, averaging 28 points per ball game. Turnovers, they have had 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions. I'll highlight a couple of guys. Johnny Hamilton, the quarterback, he's a 6'3", 205-pound junior. He'll wear number 15 tonight. He's completed 36 of 65 of his attempts for 432 yards and has thrown for one of the touchdowns. He's also had the 1 interception. The fullback in this thing, that's kind of one of the additions that we've got to be prepared for in this I formation. Kyle Cummings, he's carried it himself 37 times for 137 yards and has scored 3 touchdowns, averaging almost 4 yards per carry, and he'll wear number 33, the senior. Mason Washington is the running back, 6 foot, 185-pound senior. He's had 42 carries, or has had 42 carries for 211 yards, averaging right at 5 yards per carry, and has scored 5 touchdowns. So Mason's also had a very good year. One other player to look out for, we'll touch on the leading receiver. When they go to the air, the primary receiver that Johnny will try to find is that Jaden Herndon, a 6 foot, 285-pound sophomore. Wears number 3. He's got 12 catches for 148 yards and has had 2 of the touchdowns for this Longview offense. Switching sides on the defensive side of the football in the 3-4, they're allowing an average of 159 yards per game on the ground. They've given up 4 touchdowns through the air, 136, a little bit less than 137 yards allowed through the air per game, and they've had 6 touchdowns scored on them as a result. They have had 1 interception. So they've given up an average of 296 yards per game, giving up right at 20 points per ball game. They have been able to have some success forcing takeaways. They've recovered 5 fumbles, have had that 1 interception. And pressure, they've been successful with the 6 sacks. A couple of guys to look out for on the defensive side of the football. Kristen Williams is that nose tackle up front, the 6 foot, 320-pound senior, so big guy right in the middle. That's somebody to keep an eye on. And then as far as the linebackers are concerned, Lawson Tubb is a 6 foot, 180-pound junior. He's got 53 tackles, 32 of those solo, 5 tackles for loss, and a sack. So have to keep an eye on number 27.
All right. Thank you, David. Let's now talk a little bit. We're going to take you to Ham Elementary because that's where the Chick-fil-A Teacher of the Week was at. And let's hear from that.
I just wanted to come in and congratulate you because you are Chick-fil-A Teacher of the Week. Woo! Miss Ember, we just want to recognize you for all your hard work that you do for our students here at Ham Elementary. You are always going above and beyond and getting to know the students and always working to grow your craft. So we can't wait to celebrate you. Yes. Jacket fight never dies.
Welcome back to the Alliance Bank pregame show. Billy Quinton along with David Sweet. And you heard about the Longview Lobos from David, so let's now jump over to why everybody's tuning in. It's for the Rockwall Yellowjackets. They come into this one 3-2 overall, but a big win over Royce City to start district play. last week, and of course that North Crowley win the week before has really got this team on a tear, David. And let's start with the offenses. They are number 9 in the area, number 17 in the state, and their quarterback is number 7 in the area in yardage.
Absolutely.
So let's start there, man.
Let's talk about as far as the overall team is concerned. They're averaging 219 yards, almost 220 yards per game through the air. They've had 9 touchdowns. Very diversified offense, as Rockwall's also had great success, tremendous success so far in the season, running the football, averaging 175 yards per game on the ground, 5.1, 5 yards per average per carry on the ground. That'll get it done for sure. They've also scored 12 touchdowns on the ground, 395 yards of total offense per game, averaging right at 32 points per game as well. 7 turnovers on the season for the Jackets. They've had 1 fumble and 6 interceptions. You talked about Rickard, and I like how you were visiting that, Billy, with Coach Brooks about how the success that he's had over the last couple of weeks. He's been amazing. Another Player of the Week performance, 5'11", 185-pound senior is Brent, number 2. He's completed 58% of his passes for 1,099 yards, has thrown for 9 touchdowns. And you mentioned what he's been able to do with his feet. He's been an undervalued, underrated part of his game. He's got 19 carries for those 55 yards, and, of course, he was able to get into the end zone last week for a touchdown. When they do choose to run the ball, it's a 3-person attack, if you will. A.J. Hatcher, the 5'9", 175-pound senior, wears number 8, has 208 yards on the ground, averaging 6 yards every time he touches, and has scored 2 touchdowns. Jacoby Hankins is a 5'11", 200-pound senior. He's had 147 yards and has scored 1 touchdown. Caden Castro has been unbelievable. Castro, 5'9", 175-pound senior, wearing number 5, has 449 yards. A 5.5 average, and has had 8 touchdowns on the season. When they go to the air, tons of weapons for the Yellowjackets, tons of options, for Brett when he goes up. You can look for Jack Duckworth, 6 foot, 175-pound senior, has 14 receptions for 164 yards, has scored a touchdown. Right next to him is Luke Leach, a 6 foot, 160-pound senior, 9 catches for 153 yards. Of course, Jaden Petrino, 19 catches for 214 yards himself, the 6'3", 191-pound senior, wearing number 11. And then, as we've mentioned throughout the year, the comfort level with all 6 of the receivers, not just the starters, and all 3 of these guys that have come off the bench have contributed significantly. Kendall Johnson, a 6 foot, 170-pound senior, 3 catches for 18 yards, one of those being a touchdown. He'll wear number 12. I want to get to see him tonight. Number 10, Braden Puffer, 6 foot 170-pound senior, 13 catches for 209 yards. And, of course, the young sophomore that's had a great start, Billy, Ryan O'Wiley, 6 foot 166-pound sophomore, 10 catches for 139 yards, and 4 of those have been touchdowns. Don't forget, also, as far as the halfback, the tight end for the Jackets, 2 guys there to watch. Of course, we'll see some of Jackson Stoner. The vast majority of his damage we'll see his opportunity as well. We'll see on defense. But Jet Lamb, 6'4", 230-pound senior. He's got 5 catches for 37 yards so far on the year. He'll wear number 40. The guys up front. Guys up front have been outstanding. We'll go right to left on this one. So we can talk about the left tackle just here in a second. But we'll see Michael Carina's done a great job. The right tackle is 6'5", 266-pound junior, wears number 74. Lined up next to him, the right guard, Henry Rice, a 6'1", 255-pound senior, number 55. Axe Mummy is the center, a 6', 287-pound junior, number 64. Kamani Angelo is the left guard, a 6'2", 266-pound junior, wears number 61. We'll have a different left tackle tonight. Gunnar Talley recovering from a concussion protocol. So we'll see Seth Williams get the start tonight, number 70, 6', 287-pound sophomore. Do know, visiting with you. Of course, we know what a great job Gunnar's done. Gunnar will be missed, no question. But coaches have a lot of confidence in Seth.
Oh, yeah.
And Seth tonight. So.
And we are still contractually obligated to mention Gunnar from Randy Talley.
Even though he's not playing,
we still have to mention him 6 times.
Yeah.
So we'll
We're
just update
strange
people.
in terms of our contract negotiations, but that just came with it,
That's the power of Randy Talley. He has a field named after him.
Yeah, exactly.
For crying out loud. So
exactly.
Anyway, all right, let's go over. As we know, the crux of every Rockwall team over the last 100 years is defense. And so let's go ahead and talk about that 3-3 stack defense, as Rockwall has played it well this year.
They really, really have. It's been, as we've talked about, especially going into prior to that North Crowley game, if you will. Well, let's talk about Rockwall. Of course, what do you think of defensive running of football, right?
Sure.
That offense is diversified, gotten better over the last couple of weeks, but the defense has played solid throughout the year. They're averaging giving up 151 yards per game through the air, 181 yards on the ground, giving up 6 touchdowns through the air and 11 allowed rushing. Total defense allowed 332 yards per game total, and then giving up right at 27 points per game. Have been very successful, causing some serious havoc, if you will, forcing 9 turnovers, 3 fumbles, and 6 interceptions, 7 sacks as well from this Yellowjackets team. And can't say enough about the defense. It's been on every single layer, if you will, Billy, that the Rockwall defense, everybody's done their job, which has allowed the creativity, which has allowed the defensive staff, Coach France and his team, to do different things, if you will. And it helps when you've got 2 corners. We'll start there. Like A.J. Brown, number 4, the 5'11", 175-pound senior, with 23 tackles, 14 of those solo, 2 tackles for loss. He's broken up 6 passes and has had 1 interception. And the other fine young, the senior, the other A.J. Nails, the 6'2", 180-pound senior, has 18 tackles, 13 of those solos. He's broken up 8 passes. He'll wear number 14. Those 2 guys can operate on an island, which allows these coaches to do, the staff to do many, many different things as far as defensive attacks and applying that pressure. And the 3 guys up front, talked about Jackson a moment ago. What a great job he's done as the defensive end, 6'4", 250-pound senior, number 33. 11 tackles for him, 8 of those are solo, 2 tackles for loss, a sack. He's just done amazing. Lined up next to him, it seems like we say his name on every play. It really does, and that's Wade Day, number 42. A 6'3", 230-pound junior. What a great season that young man's had as well. Braxton Chaplin lines up next to him, the 5'10", 190-pound senior. He wears number 25. Braxton's been amazing as well. The linebackers, left to right, these guys have been extremely crucial to the success for the defense, not only in terms of what they've done getting up the field north and south, Billy, but strong against the run. But as quick as these young men are, been very, very effective on that outside on the corner. Christian Washington, Anderson Stevens, and Christian Lawyer. Will Ashworth, number 7, is the free safety, the 6'1", 180-pound senior. The 2 young guys, or 2 gentlemen to watch as far as the safeties are concerned. Zayden Edwards, number 6, and Jerry Castro, number 15.
All right, let's pause for the national anthem. I know. All right, there's our national anthem, played by the Orange Wave Band. They do a great job every time. And we're about ready to get underway. We may have a few camera issues. We're getting them resolved. Probably one reason we're having some issues is Chris Curtis just showed up in Longview colors. So that cannot be.
Did you guys miss me?
Yes.
I missed you guys.
We're supposed to say yes, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
The
I think
script says, yes, Chris, we missed you more than
Don't forget to
anyone
read
can
that
imagine.
script.
Yes, sir. We missed you more than we could ever imagine. It is so good to see you. We
Yes.
feel better now.
Thank you for being a part of this.
Bunch of comedians up here. So there's a story behind the green shirt, by the way.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
got about 2 or 3 hours of sleep last night. The twins were
There
up
we go.
all night.
Well, we get that.
I get to work today about 2 o'clock. I'm doing some typing your scripts, by the way. I get to work, and I look down. I'm like, I'm wearing a green shirt today. So I'm going to end the 94-year streak by wearing their colors. So
Okay.
it's reverse
All right.
psychology, guys.
All right.
I thought about it.
All right. That is a load of stuff. But all right.
Take it with you. Take it for what it's worth.
You ever,
He had to work hard on that
and
one.
hey, the number one thing in sales, believe it.
Just-
Sell it like you believe
you
it,
have to
guys.
believe it.
That's it. Sell it like you're just
Oh, my
You're
goodness.
living it, and you did, Chris.
Hey, John King likes it next to me.
Yeah,
There
I
you
know.
go.
I bet he
How
does.
cool is that?
You do have a legend. There is a legend in the booth. Is Coach John King for the Lobos is just here to our right, the head football coach for the Lobos.
Yeah, and let me just say
The
this.
man.
I've said it before. You know that you've beaten a Rockwall team a lot when Rockwall names a street after you and you're the opposing coach. That we drive on John King all the
goodness.
time. So, yeah, that's when you've beaten a team a lot. So, but it's good to have him over there. And for those of y'all who don't know, he has some health issues. So he's recovering, and he's up in the booth right now. We wish him well. And we're underway as Rockwall will receive this opening kickoff. It'll go over Edwards' heads into the end zone, and Rockwall will start at their own 25-yard line.
Again, as they make their way onto the field, just a reminder, we said that they've averaging 219 yards per game through the air, 175 on the ground, 395 yards of total offense, and averaging right at 32 points per game. So this offense has been outstanding. Great job by that offensive line. And Rockwall's been very successful rushing behind those big guys, as well as giving the time that Rickert needs to get it out here to these fine receivers.
Hatcher will be the back to the right of Rickard in that familiar spread formation. Two receivers near side, one to the far side. Rockwall's going to snap it from the far hash. Duckworth in motion. He is the outside receiver, and it's going to be Hatcher looking for room on the near side, and he'll find it as he gets that turn and up to the 30-yard line. 5-yard run. Let's give him 6 on that initial run.
Do got a flag on that one that came out late. Trying to see. Looks like we're going to end up with a face mask here. Looks like it's going to end up being the call. Good decision there to come along the right side. Carino with a sealed-off block. That right tackle did a great job there to get something going. And no surprise there, Hatcher able to follow.
Yeah,
Takes full advantage of that one and follows that one. A good read off that. Kind of hesitated a little bit. It is a face mask that was called against the defense. So pick up another 15 yards. We'll take that, Billy.
Yep, AJ with 2 touchdowns last week. Had one on the ground, just a nice little 75-yard touchdown run, and then had one reception, or 2 receptions, but one of them went for a touchdown. So great game from AJ as Rockwall now gets closer to Longview territory. They're going to now snap it from the 46, their own 46. Same thing, Duckworth in motion. This time will be the first pass, and it is to the outside. Wide receiver screen, that's Petrino. He'll make the grab, and he's going to get 4 quick yards before he's pushed out of bounds by that Lobo defense.
Yeah, good job. Of course, they pulled. It was the right guard that the Yellowjackets pulled Henry Rice to get him over there to assist on that left side there. To, again, give that opportunity there for Rickert to extend it, wait for something to happen. And a nice pass, good completion. To pick up, 3 yards on that first
give him
reception.
3 on that. 2nd down and 7 now for Rockwall. Rickard goes to the sidelines to get the call from Coach Barnes, and he'll get into the huddle. We don't see it too often, and they're going to quickly come to the line out of that muddle is what they call it, since it's kind of right there on the line, and they're going to quickly snap it with Duckworth in motion. They're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Looks for room, tries to get the corner. He won't get it. He's going to lose 2 yards as that Lobo defense stretches it out and tosses him out of bounds on the far side.
Yeah, the Mike linebacker, 6'2", 250-pound senior with his 41st tackle, number 47, Jesse Hampton Williams. Boy, the speed, and we're used to seeing that, the speed here on this for the Lobo defense, specifically from their linebackers.
They play a 3-4, but they're going to bring in sometimes a 4th defensive lineman, as they have here, in passing situations. Wide receiver screen again. This time it's Duckworth. He'll make a man miss, and he'll not get the first down. He's going to get a couple yards on the reception, but that'll be it. And Rockwall would make a decision here. Do they go for it on 4th? And I think they will.
He's going to keep him out there, isn't he?
He's at least going to keep him out there. And so we'll see what Rockwall does here. That wasn't Duckworth on the reception. I believe that was Petrino once again.
Yes,
and
sir.
so it will now be 4th and 4. Rockwall has to get to the Lobo 44-yard line to keep this drive alive. And they will snap it, late snap, and they're going to have a whistle because of the everybody was on the same count except the center.
Fortunately, ends up being the most important one.
Yeah, he's the one that has to get that play started. So that will now make Coach Brooks change his mind. It's going to end up being now a 4th and 9. And you're a little deeper in your own territory. In fact, you get back into your own territory. So Rockwall will choose to punt here. And you have the dual punter that we have seen so often. You're going to have, let's see here. You have Christian Lawyer. He'll be actually.
I think we're going to go with one. We're fooling folks, man.
What has happened that we're having one punter? That's going to be Lawyer with the punt.
This is weird.
It is weird. He averages just under 34 yards a punt and a high
my
snap
goodness.
over his head. And he falls down trying to get to it, and it will be scooped up and missed tackle, staying on his feet all the way to the 1-yard line. They make him the touchdown. He does as he lands on a Rockwall player. I think it's Ladarian Adams, the linebacker, that scooped it up and scored for Longview. You don't want to do that when you go against the Lobos and give them a quick touchdown.
My goodness, just simply the snap over the top of Lawyer's head, and as you mentioned, just fell and able to get to it. Young man scoops it. Sometimes you see quite a few mistakes, or you see mistakes as a result of that, but he did a great job getting the football there. And the tackle was friendly as he was able to roll over the top of that without touching the ground to get into the end zone.
Yeah, Ladarian Adams.
They'll take that, man. Good grief.
He's the 5'8", 165-pound junior. Get his first score. That's the second touchdown by the Lobo defense this year. They also had a scoop and score earlier in the season. And that was James Pierce, who's the backup safety. So 2 touchdowns by that Longview defense. The second one here will give them a 7-0 lead over the Rockwall Yellowjackets with 9:47 left in the first quarter. Go ahead and keep it here, David, as I was talking to Trevor before the ballgame started. He was asking, he goes, what do you think about Rockwall's chances? And I said, I think we have great chance. The only thing we can't do is give them some easy touchdowns, and we got to jump out to a fast start. They've literally done the opposite here to start this ballgame.
Exactly. You're 100% right. It's not the team. You know, again, we've talked about this. You can't do this in 10-6A at all.
No.
You're not going to be able to do this against any of these teams. Let me tell you something. Yeah, sure as heck don't want to do this against Longview. Obviously, you mentioned a good start, a fast start. And again, you don't want to find yourself against a team that has all the success running the football, Chris. That team will. You already know what their game plan is going to be against you. Period. You want to add to it. You want to contribute towards it. Yeah, that won't work out too good for you.
No. Back to return. That's going to be Ryan Wiley is back there to return. We were told that Nails would be doing that duty, but it's Wiley and also Zayden Edwards to bring this back for the Yellow Jackets. And Edwards is going to let it go over his head again. Doesn't really matter, it doesn't seem like, as the kicker for Longview, Ayala, who's his first-year kicker here. He's a junior for Longview, has booted both of them into the end zone and also had that extra point to give Longview the 7-0 lead. Billy Quentin along with David Sweet. Got Chris Curtis on the board. Trevor Webb is on the camera. Teamed up with Lisa Trammell, too. Lisa did some work earlier on the camera. Always good to have her as a part of the crew. And a shout-out to Jamarian. Jamarian. J-Mo.
You don't even know your own crew at this point.
Well, not yet. I've only met him twice.
That's 2 games for you, Billy.
I wanted to give him a shout-out. He's in where? Guatemala?
He's in Guatemala.
Oh, I've been there. No, I haven't.
Minister opportunity for himself. J-Mo really is. That's the most involved in the ministry over there.
Yeah, he's doing the Lord's work, and we're just here making fun of it.
There we go. Billy was ready to jump on that, and then you decided right quick. When the truth comes out talking about J-Mo, you might not want to. Well, it'd probably be a good idea not to lie about whether you were there or not.
I had a joke about Guatemala, then I realized I can't tell it on the air. And so that's what stalled me.
Is that a lightning strike across the way there? What is that?
Look at Rickard trying to throw nothing there. That rush will get to him, and he'll have to throw it out of bounds. Let's see if they say that he was out of the pocket. And that's close. They're not going to do an intentional grounding, but a 3rd down and 8. Let's give him 7 here.
Just like that, man.
Yeah.
The pressure, a great job coverage, had nowhere to go with the football, and pressure really from both sides of the line there, really had nowhere to go on it.
Hatcher in the backfield with Rickard, and it's another 3rd and long for Rockwall. And it's going to be a keeper by Rickard going nowhere. He's going to be dragged down immediately. Looked like they may have grabbed, it looked like probably the jersey. At first it looked like a face mask, but I think it's going to be a jersey grab, and that's the second consecutive punt for Rockwall. We haven't seen this in a while.
Nope.
And now we got to worry about the snap a little bit, and let's get that into Christian's hands and get this punt off. 2 return men for to return the punt. DeCaden Carter is one of the guys that'll return it for, or set back to return it for Longview, and the other is TJ Jackson. So we'll see what happens here. Now it's a low snap. Good job by Lawyer to scoop it up on the short hop, and this is going to be.
Look at the tackle.
Yeah, that's a great tackle there. Excuse me. It was DeCaden Carter on the return. And who was that slung him down there, David?
Yeah, trying to see exactly who that was right quick. One of those is Braxton Chaplin downfield on the tackle.
Who had a great game last week, too.
He did.
Okay, it was Castro. It was Jerry Castro that brought him down.
Castro that brought him down. Chaplin was involved in it, but Castro, you're right.
And
Off the replay came in handy there to let us know who it was.
Castro was the team leader in tackles until Ashworth took over, but he does have 43 tackles on the year, 7 for loss. That does lead the team. That was a special teams effort there, though, from Jerry, the 5'10", 180-pound senior. And so now We see the first offensive series here for Longview with 8:32 left. They already have a 7-0 lead. Back goes in motion. We got a flag, and they're going to move back 5 yards. They can't get on the same page, and that'll set up a 1st and 15 for Longview. As David mentioned in the pregame, Johnny Hamilton will be your quarterback. And it looks like in the backfield it was Caden Graves that was starting at the tailback position. They had Mason Washington. We just don't want to see a Washington at running back after last year.
One of the craziest things we've ever seen. Gentleman breaks a program record in terms of touchdowns and yards. Was that Kelvin? Kelvin Washington was the young man's name.
They rushed for 444 yards last year against Rockwall. 1st and 15 now. Hamilton will hand this one off, and a nice cutback by the running back, and that is Graves, and he's going to end up getting about 3 on that one. Quick run, that tailback position, and you're going to have that I formation that you'll see at times, and you're going to see a fullback. And I know you youngsters out there aren't really sure what a fullback is, and an I formation and quarterback going under center. You're going to get an education.
I was going to say, watch this thing because you're going to get a chance to see it. Hey, shout out right quick, Will Ashworth up there with the hard hit to make that tackle to hold it to a 3-yard gain.
So it's a 3-receiver set here for Longview. They got the tight end on the right side. Slot man in motion. They're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Looking for a block. He's got it. Cuts back. Gets to the secondary.
Ouch.
And he may go. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He'll separate and get all the way in for the touchdown. I believe that's Jordan Hobbs with the touchdown run on the jet sweep. No, excuse me. That wasn't Hobbs.
Trying to see who that is.
It was Jacadian Davis.
Yes, it was. It was Davis.
Jacadian Davis, who is the backup quarterback. So you want to get him in. He had needs a little action. He was, coming into this game 1 for 2 for 28 yards and a touchdown passing. Now he can add about a 60-yard run there for a touchdown and a quick 13-0 lead here for Longview.
To his resume.
Yes.
That was unbelievable. What a great job, man. You were talking about Texas, seeing the replay here just a second ago. Textbook blocking all the way down the field.
Yeah.
They just did a great job.
He's planted that right foot and cut it up when he saw the block. So quick 14-0 lead. Let's take a quick timeout, and when we come back, let's see if Rockwall can get that offense in gear and cut into that 14-point deficit. This is Rockwall Yellowjackets football on Rockwall ASD Sports Network.
Jacket Nation, this is Coach Brooks shouting out to Rockwall Ford. I'm excited to have the support of Ford team for the 2025 football season and their support for the remarkable achievements that students and staff strive to accomplish daily. Over the years, they have extended their unwavering support to every athlete, coach, and staff member as they diligently pursue their goals and ultimately achieve victory. We look forward to continuing our partnership. Go Jackets!
Welcome back to Wilkerson-Sanders Stadium. Billy Quinn along with David Sweet. It has not been a good start for the Yellowjackets. A special teams miscue gives Longview a quick 7-0 lead on a high snap that is returned for a touchdown for the Lobos, and then a 60-yard run by the backup quarterback who came in as a slot receiver, Jacadian Davis. Here's where it's not fair. He's not even on the depth chart as a receiver. And there's another kick into the end zone.
I think he's one of those guys, when you always talk about that athlete, that you just got to figure out a way to get him involved. You got to get the football into his hands. Well, I guess they just didn't know where to list him as far as what position is concerned. So we'll keep our eyes on him and see where else he pops up tonight.
The thing I enjoy is when the opposing coach gives you a depth chart, and this happens all the time, and then about half the players aren't even that aren't on the depth chart are starting.
It's like, what?
Yeah. So there you go. But good to see Davis, if you're a Longview fan, get that one under his belt and build a quick 14-0 lead over the Rockwall Yellowjackets. They got their work to do as they start at 25. Their third series here in the first quarter, still 7:39 left. And right now, you just need a time-consuming drive. Get some confidence back. Slot man goes in motion. We'll go to the slot to the opposite side. Here comes Castro, and that's what will help the Rockwall offense as he'll get past the 40 to the 45. He won't go down. And finally, they'll bulldog him down after a 21-yard run to the 46-yard line.
My goodness, the 5'9", 175-pound senior hit that hole, and what a great job Mummy and Rice did, Billy, of just opening that thing up. And Castro took full advantage of it. Big run.
They're going to play action to him this time, looking for a man over the middle. He has him wide open, but he doesn't see him. Now he's going to have to try to throw it back to the near side. It's incomplete, and that's good because Rockwall would have either been behind the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage on that catch, or at it. And so, but boy, breaking wide open was Duckworth on the far side, and he just could not get it to him.
No, we really couldn't. Got him, that pressure right in his face, got him scrambling, never could settle in, and you're right. My goodness, if he could have possibly figured out some way to set and get that football over into Duckworth's hands, that would have been potent.
Freeze play.
Yep.
Flags go up. Oh, thought we'd throw it deeper, and it's going to be incomplete. There was no deep route there on that one, intended for Duckworth. So Rockwall's going to get a free 5 yards here as a line shift comes in for the Lobos on that defensive front. So a couple penalties so far. Both of them have been against Longview, but they have really not helped Rockwall so far. It looked like it was going to be off to a pretty good start on the first run of the game. It was about a 5-yard run from Hatcher. Then the face mask moved them up even further, but they couldn't do anything after that and actually had the bad snap on the punt that gave Longview a 7-0 lead. See what they do here. 2nd down and 5. It's Castro looking for room up the middle. This time that defense will swarm and bring him down. Okay, what is a herd of Lobos? Now we have to go Spanish.
Yes.
ChatGPT, here we
There
come.
we go. Ask it. A herd of Lobos. That's
Or
what
is
we're
it
looking
a pack?
for. A pack.
Well, but it has to be Spanish pack because we're doing Lobos, right?
Okay.
I mean, we're going bilingual here, aren't we? I'm not going to mail it in.
So a pack.
What's Spanish for
Spanish.
pack?
What are you going with, Chris? What do you got,
A herd of Lobos isn't technically the correct term because Lobo means wolf in Spanish.
Okay, thank you, Chris.
There
That
you
was
go.
a quick hitter. You didn't answer a question, but
But it would be considered a pack of Lobos. Yes.
But what is Spanish for pack? Is
Billy's
what
trying
we're
to go
saying,
with
since
that,
it's
since,
Lobo. I like how Chris didn't know that we knew Lobo. We didn't know Lobo was Spanish for wolf.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't?
I don't even want to start it because I don't even know how to pronounce it.
I'm going to look it up.
Limonada.
Oh.
Limonada?
Oh, man.
The pack.
You ever have an ice cold limonada on a summer evening?
A limonada.
A limonada. That sounds Italian. All right, here we go. 4th down. They're going to play action. Actually, they're going to give it to Duckworth. Looking for room. Nothing there.
Goodness gracious.
Lobos are not fooled. The limonada will bring him down short of the first down. In fact, short of the line of scrimmage, and Longview will take over at their own 47-yard line. Already up 14-0, and we're under 6 minutes left in the first quarter. Rockwall's defense is going to have to come in here and make a stand and keep Rockwall in this ballgame.
I'll tell you what, man, we talked about the fact the Lobos came out of the gate, beating 2 of their East Texas rivals in the first 2 weeks. 2-game losing streak there. Had a bad taste in their mouth, and then they got that break.
Yep.
Then they were off last week, and this is a football team that
Hungry.
that was very hungry and ready for business, man. There's no doubt about it. They have come out of the gates firing on both sides, man.
I'm going to try to get more Spanish words in since they go with Lobos in the broadcast, so we'll see. 1st and 10 here, and it's a pistol formation this time, and this will be – they're not going with anybody that's on the depth chart. That's going to be Caden Dixon on the run there, and Dixon –
Sure would have been cool if you two guys stood up. The president of the school board just walked in and walked out on you. So
did he?
I was standing when Frank came in.
There he is.
You two will get a memo later. You'll be called in for a conversation. Frank, notice I was standing when you came in. So.
Right. Well, we couldn't tell. You're still.
Frank knows that's all that matters.
Did you get rid of David's booster seat?
Frank knows that's all that matters.
Me and Chris are still taller than you.
I don't mind you. I don't blame you for changing the subject. You're in trouble. Oh my goodness.
Another big run, tripped up, but then he'll get to the secondary. And again, that is Dixon on the run. Normally a defensive back. At least that's what they list him as on the roster.
I think that might have been Washington that time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was. That's Mason. That was Washington on the carry.
12.
Yes.
Okay, good call.
Yeah.
Okay.
23.
Okay.
That was Mason.
All right, good call.
Ashworth with the tackle, but again, they were able to pick up the first down. So
I want to give
another
Dixon
big
credit
run.
for that, though. I feel like as a defensive back, he should have more
He
credit.
was ready to go.
Yeah,
huh?
here's that I formation. We talked about Hamilton will come out from under center and look over to the sideline for the call. It's 1st and 10 from the Rockwall 30. He'll go back under. 2 seconds left on the play clock. They just get off.
There it
Ball's
is.
loose. See if Rockwall will get onto it. They said they have it.
Yes, sir, it is.
They do.
We do. Christian Lawyer with his 3rd fumble recovery of the year so far for the Jackets.
That's big.
Woo!
Let's take that momentum and let's use it.
Man, Christian Lawyer. Last 2
Yes,
weeks.
he has,
my
man.
goodness.
He has been unbelievable. And quite honestly, the entire season. It seems as though we mentioned Christian's name on
Yeah.
every other play defensively, and he just Great job. Come around that corner there. Ball's on the turf, and his third fumble recovery of the year.
The only
so
fault
far.
I have of Christian is I wish he was taller. He could have grabbed that punt snap, and it wouldn't have gone over his head. That's the only complaint I have for Christian, man. Now, he has had a great season.
He has, man.
Player of the week a couple weeks ago on the defensive side. So
He's the J Trustee Player of the Week last week, too.
yes, there you go.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he is well-deserved. Stack on the near side at the receiver goes in motion. This is Duckworth. He'll get it on the hitch, and he's going to end up with 9 yards on that reception. Actually, they're giving him a first down. Holy cow. I'll take it.
A little bit of that yards after that catch.
Yep.
You know,
We like to
turning
call
back
that a
inside.
yak.
Yep, yards after catch, the yak.
I
Great
call it
job.
a yak. That's what I do. I don't know if anybody else
The,
does.
the acronym is just it sums it up, buddy. Let's use Spanish acronyms the rest of the game. Does that sound good?
We're in trouble.
Look at
Big run
this.
going right up the middle into the
you go.
secondary. That's a 12-yard run, and that's Hankins.
There we go.
Yeah, coming in and making the big run. So now Hankins gets his turn. He's the 5'11", 201-pound senior. Had a big game last week also. Had a touchdown catch. Play action, slant route, got a man. Caught at the 35, then finally brought down past the marker. That's given him 10 yards on the reception. And that is Petrino on the grab. Jaden Petrino with his second grab of the ball game.
20th grab of the season so far for Jaden, and move the chains for this Jackets offense again.
Stacked receivers near side. Hankins again looking for room, has it. Sidesteps a defender, and he'll
Good
finally be
grief.
brought down at the 27-yard line. Let's give him 6 yards on that carry.
Right side of the offense, just a little bit of a hole again, following the lead block there of Henry Rice. And what a great job he did after the contact again of fighting forward and falling forward to pick up an additional 2 yards.
Second down and 4. Rockwall's got to get to the 23 to keep the chains moving. That's Leach in motion from the slot, and it's a play action. They're going to do the out route, and it's caught at the 8-yard line.
Broken up.
Incomplete. Good job on the far side. That was intended for Leach, and that's who's that on the defensive side? It's Josiah Hill. He already has an interception this season. He's the corner that broke that one up.
Intended for Leach, and as you mentioned, 135-pound senior, 5'10" senior, Josiah Hill, the corner over there. Stay with him, man, because it looked like he, again, broken up at that last second.
Third down and 4. Rockwall still needs to get to the 23. Tight formation with the H-back on the near side. Hankins stays in at H-back. And now they're going to switch. It's Lamb at H-back. He's going to switch over to the left side. And they're going to do the quick slot route. Over here on the near side, it's caught. First down. It was wide open. Why not do a little pitch and catch over to Braden Puffer?
There you go.
And he'll get his 14th grab of the year.
Yeah, this offense is always so much fun to watch when they start getting everybody involved. We've already seen pass completions to Duckworth, to Leach, Petrino, as we mentioned, and now Puffer. So
First
many
down
weapons.
for Rockwall. They can still get a first down without scoring. Hankins looks for room, takes on the defense, and he will sling the defender aside and get to the 7-yard line.
He picked up about 2 yards off that initial push there, Billy, and you're right, just slung him aside, picked the defender. Had a great spot, looked like he had a good wrap-up, and should have been able to push him down. Not so quickly.
That was Lawson Tubb, the linebacker for the Lobos, and now they're going to be a keeper here from Rickert. Not working. He's not getting the running lanes that he got against Royce City. He's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Third down now for the Jackets after the run from the senior quarterback.
Yeah, linebacker Woolridge, number 59. He was not fooled by that one.
We're going to go with a dual H-back now, maybe triple H-backs here. I'm going to see if Lamb's still in there, but Stoner and Helmer are also in. So it looks like this is a running play all the way. Castro is also going to come in, and this may be the Wildcat. As they're going to muddle right there by the ball, then quickly come to the line and snap it. Duckworth's going to be your lone receiver near side. And it is 3 H-backs in. High snap, and it's a keeper by Castro. He's got it. He's got the first down, I believe.
Right at it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's right there. They're not going to give it to him. I think he's just short.
Ooh.
4th and 1.
Yep. 4th and about a half a yard. So let's see if they keep that same Wildcat in there. Big conversion here needed by the Yellowjackets. Field goal ain't going to do much in this ball game. And so it will be the Wildcat as Castro comes in. He has yet to hand it off from the Wildcat formation. So let's see if that ever happens.
Now Castro breaks.
But now they're going to do the push.
The
and
tush
here
push.
they go. Yeah, they got the tush push, and that's a first down.
Got it done, buddy.
Yep. That one he doesn't have the opportunity to hand it off. He's got to keep it. I hate giving the Philadelphia Eagles credit for anything, but you know what? That works out.
End up with Jet Lamb behind him.
Yep.
A nice push there.
You seen anybody else try to attempt that?
Huh?
You seen anybody else try to attempt that other than Rockwall? I don't think I've ever seen anybody else do it.
In high school?
Well, anywhere.
Way back, that was kind of some
Buzz,
sort of a
Buzz.
version of it was a West Mesquite type deal. Oh my
who's here.
goodness, Buzz
Look
is
who's here. Buzz is here.
Oh,
Buzz.
man.
The good luck charm.
Here's a play action. Ball's tipped, incomplete.
Almost
a
intercepted.
disaster.
Almost intercepted again. That one again, that was Wooldridge, wasn't it, defending? Trying to see him as he turns around. No, it wasn't. Number 43 for these guys. And again, somebody else that we don't see.
They like to mess with us.
Okay, they're playing with us. 'Cause
That
I'm
was
not sure that
Jalen
was.
Mims.
All right.
Yeah.
Just Mims defending
I
there.
think Buzz distracted us on that call.
Buzz.
Yeah, second down and goal for Rockwall from the 3.
You know, I heard some noise behind me, Chris.
I know. It's going to be a keeper by Rickard. Nothing there, and he's going to be slung down again. And that's the big man.
Yeah, it's Tyson Johnson.
Yeah.
6'3", 250-pound junior, defensive end, the big guy up front.
You know, 6'3", 250 is pretty good size, but then you look to the guy next to him at the nose.
Yeah, the other one, 320.
Yeah,
that's what I talked about in the
320,
pregame. That's crazy.
Third down and goal. He lost a couple yards on that carry. This has not been the run game that Brent had last week.
No.
And that game plan may be tossed aside. Looks like Rockwall might be content to let the clock go down and go to the second quarter because the game clock is ahead of the play clock, and that's what they're going to do. Try to go to the other side, and they'll face the aquarium, David, over there on the other side.
There's always good luck when you've got the Dolphins over there that are watching.
If you're over there
You know what I
and the Dolphins are jumping and the
saw
the
one a moment
Orcas
ago that was jumping a moment ago, and he had on a Rockwall R, the Rockin' R.
Love it.
Shirt. So, yeah, that's, it's a friendly end.
Yes, it is. You want to be there. All right, let's take a timeout, and when we come back, let's see what Rockwall can do on third and goal from the 6.
Investing in you and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home, or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
Third and 5 for Rockwall. Actually, third and goal from the 5 for the Jackets as we start the second quarter, and they'll be going from our right to left on your computer screen, your iPad, your TV, your phone, your Etch-a-Sketch, whatever you're watching it on. They're going from right to left, and so Rockwall will have that muddle once again. And it looks like it is Castro taking the snap, and he is going to keep it, take it right up the gut, get to the goal line. He's in.
Look at that fight, man.
What an effort. What an effort by Caden Castro to get this one in, and Rockwall, with the extra point coming, could cut that lead in half.
Well, what a nice run there by Castro. The ran right at the goal line. Tyson Johnson. Again, we talked about him a moment ago, 6'3", 250-pound junior defensive end. You can see Coach King's pretty upset with that. Had an opportunity on him, and I tell you what, man, we've seen Castro with some really cool runs. That was something else.
Going with the swinging gate right now on the extra point. Now they're going to bring it back, and let's go with the conventional extra point. Always good to keep the other team on their toes. That's Gordon Holland coming in. 13 of 14 on PATs this season. High snap. And a great job by Rickard to get that one down and get the extra point through. We'll keep it here. I got an update. It's always good to hear from Jackie Mitchell. And Jackie gave us an update on the sub-varsity last night. JV A team and the JV B team both beat the Lobos last night in Longview.
There we go.
And as he said, it is so hard to win in Longview, and to get both those wins there is outstanding.
That says a lot, doesn't it? That's big wins there for a team. I tell you what, guys, it's a given. You're down 14-0. You needed a response like
Absolutely.
that. But I tell you what, guys, the fact that good teams take advantage of opportunities. That was as a result of getting Longview in a position where on that drive, if they would have gotten into the end zone and gone up 21-0, that would have been massive. They were able to move the football there for a moment, had a fumble. Lawyer, good job getting on top of it. And that Rockwall offense to come on the field like that, take full advantage of that and go down. Well, huge, and one that you needed. It's good to see, again, taking advantage of that. You talk about the coaches' reactions, and you get it and understand it when you have a fumble like this. But so, Coach King, to your right over there, Chris,
yeah,
upset the entire series because he knew, what an opportunity. Yes, and let Rockwall get back into the game.
Okay, real quick. Big day at the Quentin estate. Okay. It's Berkeley Quentin's birthday.
All right.
Woo! She is 24. She is in the middle of her second 7-to-7 shift as a nurse over in Belton at Scott and White, I believe. And so I don't know if she's watching, but happy birthday. And I'm going to say it to the funniest one of the group.
She's hilarious, man.
She is the funniest one.
October 3rd. Did you get her Taylor Swift CD?
No, I don't know.
You
She's
didn't?
a big Taylor Swift.
She's not a Swiftie.
I don't think so.
She might be one of the few.
No, she's probably not.
David Sweet is. He was up at midnight last night.
Oh, I'll tell you
jamming
what.
out.
Dude. You've seen him. He's a big Destiny's Child
Yes.
fan.
Big Destiny's Child,
There's a story behind that here in a second, Chris. I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to hear because it's one of my favorite moments. Well, we'll go ahead and
You
tell
got
it
time.
now. Yep,
Right.
it was. Billy and I used to go to the Cowboy games all the time. Billy had season tickets.
Yeah.
And
Thanksgiving.
one of the times, Destiny's Child is the performance.
Halftime. There you go.
So Kim and I made a Destiny's, really Kim took the lead on that, made me a Destiny's Child poster. Billy has no idea. He goes to pick me up, and I run out there, and I'm carrying something in my hands. He's like, what are you doing? I pulled up and said, this is for halftime. He looked at me like he didn't know what to say.
Get out of the car.
Didn't know what to say.
No, I did not know what to do. I thought I've made a horrible mistake.
This is horrible.
I'm taking a Destiny's Child fan to the ball game.
Stoner and Ashworth at the bottom of the pile there for the Jackets. Wade Day also involved in that one.
That was Kylon Cummings, his first run as the fullback. 5'11", 200-pound senior, has 137 yards so far this season.
Billy, on that one, seriously, Chris, he's literally, I can remember your face.
Oh, I didn't know what to do.
Truck, and he looks at me, and I'm like, he's like, what is that? And I have a poster rolled up in my arms, and I open it up. I'm here for halftime, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Big Destiny's Child
I love
fan.
it. I love it.
Hamilton on the keeper. He looks for room, finds a seam, goes up the hash, and he's got a flag late. This could be, most of the time, that's going to be a defensive penalty. Let's see if it's that or if there's a hold. They got him marked just shy of the first down. He's about a yard short. Had to get to the 35. He was down at the 34.
But this was, to read the reactions, I'm not sure the Lobos are thinking that might have been against them. But
I did not get the officiating crew names this week. So
I thought you did.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
I didn't.
I don't understand how you.
I know. I normally get
You have
that.
one job, Billy.
I know.
One job.
Well,
2 jobs.
more than that.
The graphics coming in late today. I mean,
That's true.
man.
I did send them in late. Because Chris has never sent us stuff last minute.
Stressing the director out over here.
It's a personal foul against Longview. That's
Yes,
going
it
to really
was.
hurt. That's going to move them back all the way to their own 15-yard line. It'll stay second down. It'll be second down and 21 now. And this is a more prominent running team. This is not a passing team. See what they do here with second and 21. Trips to the near side in the spread formation. Rolling to his right is Hamilton, and he's got an out route and an incompletion. Boy, that's a nice throw, though. It was right there on the money. Receiver could not bring that one in. And great coverage on that side by Ashworth and Edwards.
Yeah, that was Edwards leading the efforts defensively.
That was Herndon, the intended receiver. He was looking for his 13th reception of the year. He's the leading receiver for Longview with 148 yards. That kind of lets you know how they do spread it around a little bit, but when your leading receiver only has 148, that shows they don't toss it a lot. Now it's 3rd and 21. Get ready for the screen, I would assume. You're going to go with that trips again, that trips formation to the near side, and that is Cummings in at running back. And here's the middle screen. It's a tunnel screen. Got room, got blocks. And it's a first down. They got it.
Goodness.
He is still not going to go down. And finally, that's Herndon again. If I'm calling for the screen, I would think the defense would be ready for the screen, but they could not contain Herndon. And there's a first down on a 3rd and 21. That's a big play.
Yeah, it was a massive play. And it's one of those other ones, again, we've talked about this before. Against this team, you've got to be fundamentally sound, and you can't have those types of mistakes. And you can't, quite honestly, be unlucky. You had a defender that was set in the middle of that play that really could have got him right at about the line of scrimmage and just literally slipped.
Yeah.
And fell. So
So a new set of downs here for Longview as they're going to snap it from their own 43-yard line. Rockwall getting into formation very late. And it's going to be a handoff to the near side. Rockwall's defense is there. And I do know that a group of Yellowjackets is a swarm, and they bring him down for no gain. 2nd down and 10 for Longview.
No surprise at all. Wade Day at the bottom of the pile there for the Jackets.
Shout out to my son, Cash. He's also listening in. I want to give him a big shout out that he's just trying to keep Royce City on track as they keep growing out there, man.
Did you have the VIP suite last week at Royce City?
He did not. He's
no?
still a Yellow
Okay.
Jacket. He's
All
still
right.
a Jacket.
All right.
Although some trustees on the Rockwall side were trying to get into the
Trying to
Royce City
big
suite.
time their way in.
Yeah. 4-receiver set. You don't see that often. Actually goes to 5 when the back goes in motion. They're going to swing it to him.
Set up perfectly.
And that's going to be a 1st down. It's a great toss there from Hamilton to get it to Graves out of the backfield on the swing route. Nice blocks up front by the receiving core, and another 1st down for Longview. It's 14-7 Longview. It looked like it was going to be a runaway. Longview got 2 quick scores, but a big fumble that Rockwall recovered and converted into a touchdown has made this a 14-7 game with 9:33 left in the 2nd quarter. Fast-moving ball game, which we're not used to.
They did not give him the 1st down, so it's a 30 yard.
And they're on their own little quarterback sneak, and why not? Hamilton would get a couple yards, only needed 1. So as they're in Rockwall territory, they're going to get a new set of downs at the 46-yard line. Rockwall in their black jerseys. First time we've seen the black jerseys with the orange numbers in the white trim. They have the white pants with the orange piping down the pants, and the white helmet with the Old English R in orange. Not the Rockin' R, it's the Old English R that I believe we saw was at the Berkner game that they wore that helmet.
Yes, we did.
And there's the I formation now. You'll see this a few times from Longview. And they're going to send this one right up the gut when you got that lead blocker, that fullback, clearing the way. And it's going to be 4 yards on that run for the Lobos.
A.J. Brown coming in to assist Stoner on the tackle.
And on the run there, that was Graves once again. Rockwall with a quick substitution since Longview did. So the official will allow Rockwall to get some guys in and out. 2nd down and 6. They have to get to the Rockwall 36 to keep it going. They stay in that I formation. And I believe, I was trying to see who the running back is in there. The fullback is Cummings. And it's going to be that tailback getting his opportunity. And it's a nice stick there. It's Mason Washington on the run. But, boy, what a nice tackle there by the Rockwall defense.
Anderson Stevens, middle linebacker. Good push. A great job of getting his hands on him and a solid tackle, man. About a quick shout-out right quick. Trevor will like this one. Jason and Cammie Webb in College Station listening and watching along with Wayne Markham. Said he's a Rockwall School District security officer, and his wife, Michelle Markham.
All right. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you
Michelle
for your
also,
work.
thank you to her. She's in education for another dish. Works for Quinlan ISD. Glad to have everybody. The Webbs and the Markhams joining us tonight.
Got tight end on the near side. This is a Wildcat.
Man.
And nothing there. It's 3rd and 6. Rockwall's defense stands firm.
Tell you what, you know who's all over the field tonight? Jackson Stoner. 6'4", 250-pound senior.
What a transfer,
defensive end.
where he goes over to the defensive side and has made a difference.
His grandpa got pinned at right before the game. It's a really cool moment. Had some Marines come out and pinned him and gave him a pin.
I thought he was a wressler and he got pinned. I didn't know
So that's not usually a cool moment, is it?
Because they do wrestling. Those
They do that,
yeah.
But really cool. Had Jackson got to come out before practicing and take a picture. It was really cool moment.
That is
cool.
very nice. Very
4th down
nice.
here, fellas. 4th down.
I have a little. We have time here. I have a fun fact that I have to give Dwayne Kane for credit for here, and Joey Florence. Rockwall last won against Longview. We talked about it. 1931. Yeah, they won 20-7. One of the players on that team was Joey Florence's granddad.
How cool is that?
Yeah,
Really?
Dr.
Wow.
Florence played in that game, and so he was a part of that. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we've got timeout on the field. That'll give us time to catch up on a few people. There's been some big birthdays. We already talked about Berkeley. Billy Watkins' birthday today.
There you go.
Yeah. So shout out to Billy. Hank Randolph, his birthday today. And then I do have to give a shout out to Ben Brooks. I forgot to do it last week. And Ben, I'm sorry. Big shout out to you. I know Ben catches all the Yellow Jacket games. And used to see Ben a lot around the baseball field back in the day.
Yes, sir.
Ben's really good at imitating batting stances of major league players. He's really good at that.
Very good.
Yeah.
Should probably give my wife a shout out. It's our 5-year anniversary today.
Wow.
She was
Saw
like,
that
so
today.
we're not
Happy
going to hang out
anniversary,
tonight?
sir.
No, I got to work today.
Gotta-
It's
I've
a
been there,
football
buddy.
game.
Yeah.
Football
I've
game,
been there.
sweetheart.
I
Shout out
love
real
it.
quick, Nathan Tran listening.
All right.
Nathan, he specifically said this time, Billy didn't say tell you hi, he said tell Chris I said
There
hi.
you go.
So,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Billy's got to get back in the reps of things.
Yeah, no,
He's been gone for a long time.
Apparently, me and Nathan have a beef. I didn't know about it.
you weren't aware of the beef that you've got going on? But
4th down. Hamilton looking to throw. Rolls left. Here's the rush. He's going to throw it deep, and it is caught.
he
for
caught
a
it, guys.
touchdown.
He caught it. He caught it.
Unbelievable. Got behind the defensive
Yep.
back. That's Jaden Hurden, the sophomore, with his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Again, we've talked about that they do not throw the football often, but I tell you what, Johnny Hamilton has looked really, really good tonight. That was a beautiful throw over there into Herndon's hands.
Close to his longest pass of the season.
Gosh.
It's still short. His longest was 50 yards. That one, I believe, was about 40 yards. But that gets the 2-touchdown lead back to Longview with 6:52 left until halftime. Reminder, at halftime, we will have the Orange Wave Band. And I believe, Chris, an extra point is good. We're going to have Superintendent
Yes, sir.
J.J. Villarreal joining
Yes,
us.
sir.
So what are we going to talk about? The Gaza Strip? What do we do? What do we
Talk about our thoughts on this time of year. What's our favorite thing?
Did you do your homework, Billy?
Yeah. Does he like pumpkin spice?
Yeah. Is that one of the?
I think the real question is, do you like pumpkin spice?
I do.
There you go.
We'll definitely talk about it. If that's what y'all want to do at half.
You got the pumpkin spice brownies tonight, or no? No?
You know what? Chris gave me a hard time about sending stuff in late.
Uh-huh.
I have an interview with JJ, and he literally sent me the script like 15 minutes before we went on the air.
I'll try that again. Try that again. Check the real email.
Oh.
I sent you that because you said you wanted it on your computer.
Well, when did you send it before?
Like Tuesday or Wednesday.
No way.
Check it.
No.
Check
All right.
it.
All right.
Check
I'm
it.
checking now.
Check
He's
it.
going to go back and check.
Let me update
Heard
it.
about this earlier, but how about this one? A shout out to the class of 1995 in attendance tonight,
Yep.
down on the mezzanine, celebrating their 30th year
Dang
reunion.
it. Dang it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So now we know two things. The class from
Swing and a
95
miss.
is celebrating their 30th anniversary downstairs, and Billy did get the email.
I
Yes, yes.
That's what that means.
I'm not against the class of 95. God bless them. But I did get the email. Dang it.
Dang it.
I will mess up at some point, I promise you.
Oh, well.
You'll get me on that one.
Here's the return.
There we go.
That's going to be Wiley. And
Oh, he
Ball's
fumbled
loose. Ball's loose, and Longview's got it. There is a flag on the play, and
Nope.
they're still it's still loose, but they're going to bring him down. But Longview's going to get the recovery.
Unless it's just something crazy, but
Yeah, it looks like Longview's going to get the ball back here. More than likely, it's a hold.
yeah, I think so. Already
That's
sent a
tough break.
preliminary signal. Man, he had broken free, had a good-looking run going. A little loose with the ball, and one of the coverage, part of the coverage team.
You think Coach Young's going to be real
Yeah.
understanding about
It's going
that?
to be easy to talk to and
Right.
encouraging on the sideline here in a moment. Again, as I've said before, on plays like this, when I've been down there on the sideline with a mic, this is the time that I go down here.
Yeah.
I go to the other end zone.
It's a face
That was good
mask
against the Lobos.
Against the Lobos. Hold against
Hold
Rockwall.
against
Okay,
Rockwall.
but this will be offsetting.
Offset, kick it again.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll take it.
Yes, we'll take
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Castro's 6th grade Jackets tuning in tonight.
Very
All right.
cool.
What's their record? How are they doing?
Well, I don't have that.
Oh, you talk like you.
I'm just
involved.
You were on
reading the
top of
comments
this.
right now.
I thought you were involved.
Man of the people.
You got some more comments over there?
I'm good right now.
Okay.
I'm good right now. You want to do a sponsor while we're at it?
Yeah,
or-
go ahead. Go for it. There's no one on the field. Name one. Go for it.
Take your time, Chris.
No, for real.
I gotta pull it up here. Hold on.
You know what? I'm just going to go with it. Griffin Heat Shield.
There you go.
Very
Yeah.
good one.
Is a
Good
proud
choice.
supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics. Visit their website at griffinheatshield.com for more information. And then we discussed it. It's a glove.
That's right.
It is a glove.
And if you're like cooking brownies, you want that glove.
That would have come in handy.
Yeah, because we got brownies from
know.
Whitley Peoples.
Whitley-
I
could've
bet
been
you
neat.
she
She would've
probably
had that.
uses a Griffin Heat
Griffin
Shield
Heat
glove.
Shield glove.
Yeah.
And if you want more information, just ask Coach Brewer about
That's right.
all
That's
of that.
right.
That is her dad that runs that company.
Saw Coach Brewer on the field earlier today.
Yes, she was down
She
there.
had to hang out with Coach McCrary, so God
Had
bless
to.
her.
Imagine.
By the way, Coach McCreary is excited about the Rockwall ISD Sports Diary because we're going to be doing some track meets this
Oh,
spring.
my goodness.
He
He's going
wants
to
it
lose his
all
mind.
broadcasted.
He is going to lose his mind. That's all he's talked to me about is we got to have track on the air.
It's
And I'm
make it work.
excited. That'll work.
We'll figure it out.
I love it. I love it. You know, we used to give him a hard time about doing the scoreboard during basketball, but he's turned into quite the scoreboard
He really
operator.
has.
Yeah.
Gives us the numbers we need.
Yep.
Displayed at the right time.
All right,
Little fouls on.
Wiley will get another opportunity here. Looks for a seam. It's not there. He'll be slung down right at the 25. But a break for the Jackets. Not that fumble does not stand. And now that's actually was Edwards, on the return. And so let's see what Rockwall does here with 6:34 left in the second quarter.
It's a lot better with us having the football on our own 25 rather than them. You know what?
Yeah.
We'll take
Exactly.
it this way.
Okay, I'm looking at my script for the halftime interview. I may go full Dale Downham and call it a Vatre.
That's right. Please do.
No comment.
Here's first snap for Rockwall from their own 25. That's Duckworth in motion. And it looks like, I believe that's Castro on the run. Not much there. Nope, that's Hatcher.
That's Hatcher.
Yep, Hatcher on the run there. In fact, he's going to lose a yard on that run. Can't see these numbers that well. It's, again, when the coaches order these new uniforms, just contact the broadcasters.
Let us take a look at it.
But they're cool, Billy.
They are cool. They are cool.
And it's the best helmet in sports. By
Uh-oh,
far.
got a late snap. There's no flag, and now throwing it deep as Rickard's got Duckworth wide open.
Oh,
He's
got it.
Did he catch
He
that?
catches it. He's at
Wow.
the 40-yard line, just couldn't keep his feet, or he's gone.
Had a defender that had seen that late. He was wide open.
Yes, he
Not
was.
covered at all over on the side. The young man that came over there to try to make that play had broke off of his guy when he saw the ball in the air.
Quick
So it
snap.
was just there late.
Now to Hatcher. He's got room. He's to the secondary, makes a move, and then he's stuck right at the 33-yard line, but close to the first down marker. Yeah, that ball
He's got
hung
it.
up.
No, I'm sorry.
No, they are going
They're
to.
gonna
No,
get you?
it's going to be no. It's going to be second
There's
down.
so much. They're moving all over the place over there. Sorry.
Well, I was just thinking about the ball that hung up for 35 minutes
Yeah.
on that pass. We just got the numbers back. Play action. Rickard looking to throw a pump fake. Nothing there. Rolls to his left. He's got a man wide open. That's Lamb at the 30, to the 25, to the 20. He's upended at the 21-yard line. Easily the first down. Rockwall trying to answer that touchdown of Longview's with one of their own and get it back to a 7-point deficit.
Hey, good job of the guys up front, man, giving Rickard the time that he needed. Longview had very good coverage, very, very good coverage, and able to take that time that he needed to go through his reads and get the football into Lamb's hands.
Hatcher has room, sidesteps one defender, waits for that block, and he's only ended up with a yard as that hole closed up very quickly.
My goodness, that was a tough 1 yard. Looked like it had lots more opportunity there. But as you mentioned, it closed quickly. Good recovery there by that Longview defense.
Hankins in now for Hatcher. Second down and 9 for Rockwall. They got to get to the 12. Keep those chains moving. Play action, looking to throw nothing there. Rickard has room on the right. Now he'll throw it. He's got a receiver. He goes down to his knees, makes the grab. That's a great catch. That's Duckworth on the grab. First down, Rockwall. Now it's going to be first and goal. Dave, do you smell that? That fresh set of
Yes,
downs?
sir.
I
There's
love
nothing
that.
like it. And it's kind of funny because it smells so much different than when the other guy gets a first down.
Oh, it just smells
you know
terrible.
What I mean? It's a
Those.
horrible smell. But
Yeah. Those smell like a rotten egg inside
You
a
know.
tennis shoe that's
Yes.
been buried for a while. These smell like leather. These new
the
downs
only
for
thing
the
that smells
Jackets.
better is a touchdown. That's one of the best
Touchdowns.
smells
Oh.
there are. But a first down on our side,
Here we go. We're going to have two receivers to the near side, one to the far side. Hankins will stay in, and they're going to do the jet sweep. This is to Wiley. He's got a block, looks for room, cuts it up.
How about
Touchdown,
that?
Rockwall. There you go, boys.
Jacoby Hankins with the block out there, sealed out that outside, and a nice decision there. What a great decision there by Wiley on that cutback inside. But Hankins, man, looking at the replay, looking forward to seeing the replay. Was here in just a second. Hankins sealed it off, man.
First
Beautiful.
touchdown of the year on the ground for Wiley. Has 4 through the air.
Comes back from the swinging gate, and then just going to go back to business as usual now.
Just they don't see what you want.
Let these big guys get settled in on the other side. The Jet all about the Brownies.
Intensive jet with the Brownies.
A glare, man.
Oh,
That extra
blocked.
point is blocked. We worried about it earlier. It was a bit of a worry because the snap was bad. Now they got room as they try to bring it back,
Yeah, there
and he'll
you
be
go.
slung
Finally.
down. Oh, my goodness, almost a Cowboy repeat, although that was good for us against the Packers. There was a low snap before, but Ricker did a great job. This one he does again, but it allowed the penetration and the block. So it will be a 21-13 deficit for Rockwall now. We'll keep it here. I do want to give a shout-out to the Kirks. They are watching right now, and it's Jeremy, Stephanie, Bailey, and the future jacket, JC.
All right.
Yeah, he'll be playing football at some point. JC will. But glad to have them joining us. I'll never forget, you know, when your kids are in elementary school and they go to they have the plays that you go to or the choir shows and all that. So I'm there and I'm sitting next to Stephanie Kirk. I don't know if she remembers this. And I believe it was Berkeley or something in a play. And the kids had to come up and do a little narration. And this kid came up and you could tell he was having problems. It was a Christmas play. He was having problems with one of the word. And he just said, "Look at the beautiful navity." And we both lost it. It was one of those moments that you're sitting there and you're like, I think I'm going to have to leave.
This may not be the response
because the parent's going to get very angry that I'm just laughing and trying to hold it in.
Uncontrollable laughing.
Oh, my goodness. It was like that church laugh. But now every time I say navity, look at that navity. So Rockwall will kick it off here. We were talking to the Longview broadcast crew, and he made a joke about how many kickers do y'all have out there on the kickoffs? Because we like to put a few out there. This time it's just 2. And it's an onside little squibber. I wouldn't say onside, but it could be trouble, but nice grab. By the return man ball, is it loose?
No.
Ugh.
Just ran into his own man there.
Yeah.
Bounced off. And
you had a reaction of fumble, and I just went with it.
Well, look, we might have had an opportunity.
They looked back.
Kind of spun back out to the outside as a result of the hit. And it looked like we were going to have a chance to get a hit on that football. That was what it looked like there for a moment.
Forgot I saw Dr. Villarreal earlier this week, and his first point was, please don't say Vitre, and I've already done that.
Twice.
Twice now. But he'll be joining us at halftime on the Rest Haven halftime show. And you're also going to see the Orange Wave Band.
And the Stingerettes.
And the Stingerettes, of course. Jay Odom is narrating the Stingerettes deal, my
He's behind you again, by the way.
podcast partner. And y'all just hang on to something, see what happens there. There's a run right up the gut's going to get 7 yards to the 35-yard line. But Jay said, what did Jay say? He was the what was you were the what? Yeah, he is not the voice of the
You're covered,
Stingerettes.
buddy, because I thought I remember Jay saying that it was going to be an extra
Whitney
special.
would approve of that. I don't know.
It would have been an extra
she has
special
her way or
performance.
the highway.
Yeah. All I know is somehow Jay has elbowed his way into the Stingerettes performance.
Yeah.
That's what he does. 2 receivers far side. Low snap, but it's going to be corralled by Hamilton, and he'll get it to the fullback. That's Cummings, and he'll be right at the marker. And they give it to him.
Yeah, they did.
So 3:24 left as the clock will stop, and they move the chains. Now they'll run it again. Rockwall down 8. They have the 2 touchdowns. One by Castro, one by Wiley. The extra point was blocked on the second touchdown on the extra point. So that's why we have the 8-point deficit instead of 7. Longview wanting to have that sustained drive to try to get a score and not leave much time on the clock. They're going to go 2 receivers far side here with Cummings to the right of Hamilton. He'll get the call. Actually, that's Washington on the run. And he's going to be stuck just past the line of scrimmage, short of the 40, 2nd down and 9.
Got Ashworth and Lawyer both at the bottom of that pile, leading the efforts for the tackle.
You know, the name Ashworth sounds like it should be a lawyer.
Yep.
And so that works out pretty well. If you do like...
Lawyer Ashworth.
Yeah, Ashworth, Lawyer, and Lamb. That sounds like a really good law firm.
That's where I'm going.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
make them a sponsor real quick.
You can see that on a door.
Next time, yeah, exactly. Next time somebody sues Chris, which will be coming, that's where he's going to go.
Is it going to be me or you? Which one's it going to be?
4 receivers set here for Longview. Rockwall's going to take a timeout because Longview normally does not have 4 receivers out there. But, you know, I'm just kind of sitting here wondering, we have a halftime show coming up.
Yes, sir.
I wonder if we should hear about the people that sponsor the halftime show.
We'd love to. You want to hear from Leslie?
Yeah, let's hear from her.
Let's hear from her.
You know that Rest Haven has been a part of this community for over 50 years. Dwayne and Ann Kane founded this business in order to take care of the families in the community. I've taken on that, and I want to keep doing it for each and every one of you. I grew up here in Rockwall, and it's important to me that this community continues to operate the way it always has. That is neighbor taking care of neighbor. When I lost my dad, Rest Haven took care of my family, and it is my intention to take care of as many families as I can in the future.
All right, we got 2:17 left here in the second quarter. Billy Quinton along with David Elizabeth Sweet. And then we have Chris Curtis on the board. We got Trevor Webb on the camera. Do what?
DES.
DES,
That's the only part of it that's true is DES.
That's so weird that your middle name is Elizabeth.
Yeah.
We'll have to go into that at some point and talk about it.
Tell you right quick,
There's a
but,
full quarter
consider my
explanation.
Middle name is Earl. But, hey, what is really cool, I'll tell you in a second of what he did with
I like
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth better.
Took a life of its own.
Four receiver set. Longview sticks with it. And that's Washington to the left of Hamilton as your presidents are the skill positions in the backfield.
See what happens.
No, wait, Hamilton wasn't a president. He was our treasurer. Here's the tunnel screen, looking for room, gets the block, and cannot bring it down. That's Herndon again, and he's going to go all the way down the sideline. He may score. Nope, he'll be tripped up at the 5-yard line.
A.J. Nails.
Yep.
They finally able to catch up to him. I'm sorry, but oh, my goodness.
Almost wish he would have scored. That would have given us more time to maybe answer it with 2:05 left.
Gosh.
Which is weird to say, but, you know, it looks like Longview now will have an opportunity to run a little more time off the clock.
It's another one of those special youngsters there with Herndon, because I tell you what, that play was not going the way. It was not set up the way that Coach King and his crew to our right was looking for. They were very upset with the way that how long it took for that play to those guys to get lined up. He was pretty upset, and then, of course, Herndon just –
well,
he's unbelievable.
Not
another one of those
tackling.
Sophomores, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like, of course, we've
Already
got
has
one
scored.
with Wiley and, you know,
But-
on our side.
Ronald-
We've seen Royce City with a couple of really outstanding sophomores, so this district's got some good youngsters.
The tackling is
Ah, my
left for
goodness.
something to be desired there.
Very much so.
Yeah, Rockwall could not wrap up, and that's what really killed them there, and that has hurt them throughout this ball game. And so Coach France, defensive coordinator, I'm sure is going to have a few choice words at halftime to his defensive crew. But this defense has really been something that Rockwall's hung their hat on all season. And right now, as Longview is looking to try to add to their 21 points, this will be, you know, I'm trying to think about this. I think it'll be the most points they've given up so far this season in a half, as far as the first half.
Yeah. And, of course, again, remember, one of these was as a result of the snap, one of the touchdowns was as a result of the snap that went over Lawyer's head.
Yeah, good point.
But still, this tackling thing,
Yeah, you got to fix that.
Coach France, I want to address that here as they get into the locker room.
So
here
we
in a minute.
were going to have a camera. We'll go into that in a minute, and I feel hurt by this, but we'll
You're
talk about
offended?
this. Yeah, I am offended. I formation now. Hamilton will go under center now. Look and get this call from the staff on the sidelines, and it is going to be Washington looking for room. That lead block is really devastating to allow Washington to find room, penetrate that Rockwall defense, and set it up as a second and goal now from about the 2.5 as we go under 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Longview going quickly. I thought they'd take their time. They may still take their time. 25 seconds left on the play clock, and it looks like they will. I'm sure the coaching staff's like, hey, what are we doing? Don't leave any time up there. But they still looks like they're going to snap it. You probably would want to go under 10 seconds. They don't. There's Washington. He's got the touchdown. So there's a touchdown again. As Rockwall scores and answers, then they go back up again. It's Washington's first touchdown of the ball game and his sixth of the season. Had one last week at 68 yards, or 2 weeks ago against Ruston. It should be illegal to let Longview have 2 weeks to prepare for you. I don't know if we can appeal to Katrina Pearson or our representative somehow get that fixed. Extra
Get her to
point is
get
good.
involved in our schedule against
Hey,
Longview.
the flip side of this is 121. That's a lot of time for
Good
Rockwall.
point.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey,
A
we'll
lot of
take it.
time.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
We saw that against North Crowley.
But that's a call out specifically to our rep that you want her to get involved in scheduling. Want to set it up to where Longview doesn't have a bye before they play Rockwall. Look forward to seeing that bill next year. Jay, when y'all do one of your podcasts again, y'all meet with her. Ask her to introduce that.
Oh, Jay will bring
That
it
might be the most tuned-in podcast of all time.
It will be. It will be.
If y'all can.
It'll surpass the John Ratcliffe podcast when he was telling us he knows who killed Kennedy. And he couldn't tell us.
Nope. He kept it a secret, didn't
Okay,
he?
what I was going to say earlier is on the Hawks broadcast, you got to see J.J. Villarreal
visiting with
the Hawks crew on their interview, but all of a sudden I get word that they've decided no camera for this one.
There won't be a camera on your interview. I don't know what that means.
I can only take it as a personal affront, that I'm well groomed. I don't know what.
Are you well groomed, Billy? Are you well groomed?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, he's well groomed. Wow.
The cameras are very old. We don't need them broken, Billy. That's
wow.
My goodness.
My goodness.
You opened that one up. You did that to yourself.
If I had feelings, that would hurt.
feelings.
That one goes out of bounds. So Rockwall gets some great field position here on the kickoff. 1:21 left. It's Rockwall now down 28-13.
Chris, you're right. It is quite a bit of time.
Absolutely.
For this offense. 2 timeouts for the Jackets, too, as well.
This is a first. I get a text from Christina Castro. That's Caden's mom.
Okay.
But she wants me to give a shout-out to Caden, who's on the field. He's playing. But I want to give the shout-out to him from his Lolly and Pop. So, there you go.
Shout-out?
Yeah.
I love that.
Caden.
Lolly and Pop. Who doesn't enjoy a good lollipop?
No, exactly.
Everybody does.
I think that was planned.
It had to be. Had to be.
Surely
That'd
that was
be like
planned.
calling your
Surely.
grandma ice and your granddad cream, and you're like, gotta have
Where
some
did that
ice cream.
come from? Yeah.
That's Petrino in motion, and it is going to be, I believe that is Caden with the carry, isn't it? Let's see here. He's surrounded by Lobos.
Yeah,
that is Caden.
Castro. Yeah.
Or I guess what was it? Limonada. A limonada of
supposedly I know. I saw her come in. I knew it. I could sense
Do I
it too.
ask it?
Huh?
Do I ask her
Yeah.
why?
Yeah. Billy's got a question for you in a moment.
There's a throw down.
Oh, my goodness.
Incomplete. It was only quadruple covered. Intended receiver. I believe that's Petrino once again.
Unfortunately, you were dead on. It was 4 white jerseys.
So 3rd down and 10 here for Rockwall.
4 guys in the green helmets over there.
The person that made the call of no camera is in the booth
The
with
boss.
us now, which I am offended, to be honest with you.
No cameras allowed in the Billy
There's
Clinton
Castro looking for room. They're trying to pop one here on 3rd and long. It's not going to work. The Lobo defense, the Limonada of Lobos, will bring him down. Is that still correct, Chris? Was it Limonada?
You got it right.
All right. We're going Spanish. We're going to do the whole second half in Spanish. David, I didn't know if you
That's
knew
going to
that.
be fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
47 seconds left. Lobos will take a
Pull up
timeout.
we'll be behind us for a little bit behind as we do a translator on our phone.
So last week,
Yeah.
Dr. Villarreal's interviewed. It's on camera. The Hawk crew is there. Everything's lovely. Now the Rockwall's going to do it.
reason,
Billy's
there's
going to
no
do it.
camera.
And all of a sudden they go,
There's
hey,
not a
no
camera. Yeah.
We don't want to do a camera.
Because she doesn't want to see. What they don't want people to see is all the yelling that she has to do to get you to point at you, get you back on track, and
like
make sure
you
that you're
follow the
staying.
script.
Oh, hey, rules follower, Billy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we both work for the district now. You have lunchroom duty next Wednesday. Okay.
This will be my first time to have that assignment, Chris.
You got to watch the lunchroom.
I gotta watch
Make
the lunchroom
sure
this
nobody
week?
gets out of
Okay.
line.
Gonna have to have a chat on Monday.
Then this is going to be tough.
You're getting in trouble.
I got to tear tickets in a couple weeks
Do
in our
you?
next home game. Yeah. How am I going to do that in the broadcast?
Somebody's not going to be on pregame.
Good snap. Lawyer will get this one off, end over end. And it'll be fumbled. Let's see if Rockwall gets the opportunity. Here they get on it. I think we got it. Yes! Rockwall gets the turnover. The break they needed.
That's A.J. Brown, I believe, on the bottom of the pile. Here it is, number 4 with the recovery.
One of 35 AJs on the team gets the recovery. This one is A.J. Brown, who I feel so bad for. Last week, A.J. gets an outstanding interception. It gets taken away because of the penalty.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, but then the next play, Zayden Edwards gets the
interception
Yeah.
that stands.
You think that conversation happened in the locker room? Like, well, mine counted.
They were encouraging,
Yeah.
supportive. Here's another opportunity for the Jackets. Of course, earlier we had the fumble recovery. Law, you're able to get to that one, and that Rockwall offense was able to take advantage of that one and to get in for one of the touchdowns. So here's another one another chance, another opportunity for Rockwall here at the end of the half.
Hankins in to the left of Rickert. Rickert looking to throw. They're going to try to throw a screen, and it's to Lamb, and it's well read. He'll be brought down for a 2-yard loss. As a great call there by the Lobo defense will bring down Lamb on the middle screen.
One Lobo there, though.
Yeah.
One Lobo. So obviously the jailbreak there on the play. And only one Lobo, and he's there from Lamb.
Uno Lobo.
Uno there you
Lobo.
Go. Uno Lobo.
So we're getting there. Remember when we called the game at AT&T Stadium, but we were in the Spanish booth?
Yeah.
And we thought we'd have to do it in Spanish?
So we'd have to do it in Spanish?
Yeah. That was a challenge. We said Taco Cabana a lot.
Chris is enjoying this, by the way. He's so, enjoying us up in here.
So happy about
He's
hiring
got Renee
us.
behind him and Dr. V. And
you know there's a staff meeting after this game.
I already made the notes over here.
Hey, I was almost fired. If Rockwall doesn't win against Royce City, that would have been my third game to call.
It would not have been good
for
a
you.
Third loss. It would not have been good.
It would not have been good
at all.
So I thank Coach Brooks specifically about letting me keep my job.
You know,
at least
Jeremy's
for
usually
week.
kind of like a straight arrow.
Right.
But he sure did not mind bringing that up there at the end of the game. Talking about the fact that.
Looking to throw is Rickert, and it's going to be a swing pass. It's incomplete. Another well-read play there from the Lobo defense. That's for Hankins. Yeah, and coming in to make the play for the Lobos. I'll get there in a second. I have to flip it over 6 times to Caden Carter. He's a 6 foot, 160-pound senior. I still haven't. You printouts for us for the thing, which is great, but I still hadn't figured out the flip.
The flip yet?
Yeah. So it really throws off my A-plus broadcasting game. 3rd down and 12.
That's the part that does it, Chris. It's the flips of the chart.
That's what throws them off. Is the flip.
That throws me off.
I'll have to do my part. I'll have to fix that because.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mercy.
We got a penalty. I believe we got to delay a game on the Jackets. So they have 1 timeout left. Want to save that if they can get closer, at least get in field goal range here. Talk about Holland. He has hit a 33-yarder. That's his longest so far this year. They're going to go 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Hankins stays in at running back, and then it's Lamb in the H-back spot. Let's see if the Lobos bring 3 or 4 on the rush. They don't show blitz. And it's going to be a keeper by Rickert. Looking for a block. He's got it. And they'll shake a tackle, get inside the 30, and finally slung down at the 26-yard line. That does get them in better range for a field goal, but I don't think Coach Brooks is thinking that. Clock is still running. Oh, no, yeah, it would be running because they didn't get a first down. Now they're going to let it wind down. I think they will go for the field goal here.
Save this timeout to get the field goal unit on the field.
All right, and Coach Brooks will call the timeout. A lot of people mistake, he's been working out.
It's all buff looking, dude.
When me and him are doing the interview, it gets so confusing for people about who's who.
It's not. It's not.
Chris didn't even let you run with that one.
It's
you know
not.
what? Didn't.
A lot of shots about my looks so far today.
Just saying.
You know what Chris has been getting on to me about? I show up Monday for our interview with Coach Brooks.
Okay.
We're sitting there. We're ready. Mm-hmm. We have a nice talk. We're like, where's Chris? And finally I text him, hey, you coming? Oh, I'm on vacation.
Just like the email that you didn't get today, right?
Right.
So there
no,
it is.
That happened. That happened, and you know what happened. He was on vacation during our last ball game, and the wife was having to deal with both twins on her own.
No, the in-laws were in town.
Well, but she still had to
She
deal
had to
with
call
it.
in the help.
Yeah.
She had to call in help.
Yeah.
I guess grandparents are always there to help.
That's
That's
what they're
true.
there for.
Well, she started smoking that day because she had to deal with all that. This is going to be a 43-yard attempt. Will be easily the longest for Holland. Be from the near hash. Wind is blowing to his back, so that should help him, son. Good snap. Kick is up. It is to the left. Fades to the left, so that will end the first half with Rockwall down 28-13. We'll take a quick timeout and get you ready for the Rest Haven Funeral Home halftime show. We'll have Dr. Villarreal here as I go by the script, and we will interview him and talk about the Vader. I'm going to not say what Dale Downham calls it. But anyway, let's take a quick timeout.
At Rockwall Sports Center, your logo is our business. We specialize in custom branded apparel, shirts, hats, jackets, polos, and even team uniforms. Whether you need custom gear for your corporate outings, staff retreats, company parties, or just new staff wear, we've got you covered. We can use your design or help you design a new one. We offer high quality customer service and always put our customers and their satisfaction first. Contact us today and let us show you how Rockwall Sports Center can have you looking your best.
Shop an exceptional selection of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles at Rockwall Ford, the home of rock bottom pricing. With hundreds of new vehicles, we're sure to have the right one for you. And when your vehicle needs to be serviced, schedule your appointment online with our master certified technicians. Your next Ford is waiting for you at Rockwall Ford. Log online for your rock bottom deals. Just click, print, and buy. Shop the rock today. I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
Welcome back to the Rest Haven Funeral Home halftime show. I'm Billy Quinton. We're not on camera. I just want to remind everybody of that, so you'll get audio only. But I am with Dr. J.J. Villarreal, and so good to have you here.
Thank you, Billy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and so let's go ahead and go to Renee's script. We're here at halftime with administrator's name. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to read that part. Okay, a Rockwall ISD administrator to talk. Okay, you know what? I'm going to substitute Dr. J.J. Villarreal into that spot. Does that work out?
That'll
work. So let's start over. Take two. We're here at halftime with Dr. V, and we're going to talk about the upcoming Vader. First of all, let's start simple. What's a Vader? It's amazing that there's some people that are confused by that.
Yeah, we've tried to use the term voter approval tax ratification election, and we've been out sharing communication related to the needs of the district, specifically as we compete to recruit and retain teachers, serve our special education students, and monitor and support safety and security as we compete with other districts around us that all have voter approval tax ratification elections.
So what would it mean to Rockwall if the voters approve it for the ISD?
Thanks for that. What it would do, we're asking for voters to understand what's a part of the voter approval tax ratification election. We're gonna talk about safety and security. We're gonna talk about special education, recruitment and retention of staff. This would be a 4-cent increase on the tax rate. We are currently at $1.02. We compete with other districts like Wiley at $1.21. We're asking to move from $1.02 to $1.06. If you go to Royce City ISD, they're just over $1.25 on the tax rate. They'll see on the ballot $1.06, and then if you go to Forney ISD, they're over $1.28.
Wow.
You'll see on the ballot Rockwall ISD is looking at $1.06. So still a low tax rate.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the pay then. Where do the Rockwall ISD teachers stand compared to those districts you just talked about?
Great question. If you go to our
Thank you.
If you go to our good job, Renee. If you go to the district's website, we have 14 comparable districts. Those are the districts that we feel like are looking to recruit teachers, chemistry teachers, physics teachers, English teachers, etc. And so the district, when you look at their average pay and you look at Rockwall ISD's average pay, our teachers are paid $1,700 less than that market average.
Okay, and I know that some other districts are also putting a Vader on the bond, and they're trying to get one in. But what are some of the places that already have a Vader in place? Where are some of the districts already have it?
Well, most of the districts all around us do. There are only 4 districts that I'm aware of in the area. That would be Garland, I believe, Bland ISD, and then Crandall ISD as well. But when you look all around us, going north, south, and east, everybody has a Vader, and then most districts in the DFW area already have a voter approval tax ratification election.
Okay, so I know that teachers and staff may wonder, how do they know that this money will actually reach them?
Yeah, fair question. Important for the voters to be informed. The board's already approved compensation plan, pending any type of approval possibility from the community. So the staff would know what they're going to get, not just for this year, but what they'll receive next year as well. $10.5 million of the $16.5 million would be allocated to teacher pay and teacher recruitment. You're looking at a portion of that, 68% of that $10.5 million will go to teacher pay and staff recruitment. At campus administration, about 2% of that funds will go to campus administration, district level 1.5, superintendent 0.
Okay.
So And then the remainder of the funds serving special education students. We've doubled our population in special education, and we love our kids. Some kids have different academic needs, might need an additional staff, etc. So you have to fund that, and that money that we use to pay teachers in their raises or just to compete in the market, we have to move that money to serve our students. And then on the safety and security side, we appreciate some new revenue that came from the state, but it covers about a third of our safety budget. And so we fund the rest of that safety budget. We have 26 school resource officers that are covering the school, professional officers with the city and the county, keep our teachers safe so they teach at high levels, keep our kids safe so they learn at high levels. Those are some funds that could go to teachers that we allocate to safety and security because we think that's important.
Okay, so what happens if it doesn't pass? What are we looking at?
Fair question as well. And if it doesn't pass, I mean, we've already increased our fees when it comes to food prices for kids at breakfast and lunch. We already have reduced our custodial services. As an example, we provide custodial services every other day. At the last board meeting, we listed things that we will have to either look at cutting in order to have enough revenue to continue to pay our teachers. And we also looked at increased fees. We have a lot of families that use our athletic facilities as an example and things like that. So fees would increase as well in order to, again, try to have some revenue in order to be able to keep teachers here to serve our kids and recruit teachers.
So taxes are always on everybody's mind. And so where does Rockwall ISD now stand with their tax rate if this passes?
We're at $1.02 right now, competing with other districts that already have a voter approval tax ratification election. It's a 4-cent request from $1.02 to $1.06. If you have a home that's $540,000, you look at the homestead exemption with a reduction of $140. You're looking at about $160 a year or $13 a month.
Okay. So what does that mean for the average homeowner then?
Well, for the average homeowner on a 4-cent increase, again, $13 a month, $160 a year.
Okay. So let's talk about the timeline and the available time for everybody to vote. You have early voting and then election day.
Registration for voting, I think that deadline ends is October 6th. And then on October the 20th, that's when early voting will start. And then the last day for early voting is I-30 Classic Halloween, October 31st. And then the election will be Tuesday, November the 4th.
Okay. I feel like we've covered everything, but if you want more information, where can they go?
Great question. And we just want to make sure we're informing folks on their decision, whatever that may be. But more information can be found on our district's website. We have information related to how the state allocates funding to school districts. There's a lot of control there that comes out of Austin, but you can find that on Simple Truths. We have other information, other videos that provide information so families can learn, again, to make an informed decision one way or the other.
Man, I really appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thank
you
for
for
your support. It's always great to have a tradition of excellence in the broadcaster booth, sir, and thank you for what all you do for our kids. So.
Oh yeah, I'll probably be fired after this one, but thanks for having me so far.
So the remainder of this broadcast will be in Spanish. You said
yes, we're very excited about that. I'm going to hand that over to David and see what his Spanish looks like. But we'll go from there with Lobos out there, and we've already figured out that a pack of Lobos is a limonada. Since Lobo Spanish, it's Lobo Limonada. So we're going to expand on that and then go into, kind of a bilingual broadcast for the second half. I don't see the Heath people doing that. I'll tell you that right now. Only happens here on the Rockwall side.
Well, I'm sorry we didn't have a video tonight.
Hey, it's probably good for everybody, to be honest with you. Only person mad about that is my mom.
Understood.
So, you'll just, if you wouldn't mind, apologize to her and everything will be fine.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
we appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, that was Dr. Villarreal, and that was the writer of this interview was Renee Murphy. Want to give her credit. And then, now I'm going to hand it over to Chris Curtis. And where do you want to take this from here?
I guess we're going to a commercial break. Then we'll watch the
You're the director.
Orange Wave Band. Let's do it.
You're the director.
Hi, I'm Tara Karen Oswald, Director of Client Assistance and Food Pantry here at Helping Hands. We are so excited to have Rockwall Ford, Rockwall Dodge, Rockwall ISD, and the entire community join together once again to support our neighbors in need. Last year, the Food Pantry distributed over 560,000 pounds of food. Currently, we are distributing over 15,000 pounds of food each week. This is why we strongly rely on the Shop the Rock I-30 Classic Food Drive to pack our pantry. For more information on our current needs, please visit our Rockwall Helping Hands Facebook page or our website at rockwallhelpinghands.com.
I'm Erin Neal, the principal agent and owner of Hamby Insurance. I am passionate about serving the local community and the surrounding areas. My goal is to take the hassle out of buying insurance. I want to educate you on what you're buying and help you make an informed decision. Whether it's personal or commercial insurance, my team and I will be here every step of the way to make sure you are getting the satisfaction you need and the coverage you deserve. My promise to you is that we will never hard sell you insurance, use slick sales techniques, or pressure you into making a decision that you're not comfortable with. Call us today at 972-285-0381 to find the best coverage to fit your need. My commitment is to give you unparalleled service, and remember, Hamby helps.
All right, Lobo fans, on your feet as the big green marching machine marches out. Rockwall off the field. The students and directors of the Lobo Band would like to thank all parents, community members, and LISD for their continued support this season. We would also like to thank our silver level, and higher sponsors for this year. Story and Hoover, LLP, Peter Chevrolet, ABC Auto, Weber Landscape, Raising Cane, Rams Paint Body, PCA E-Discovered Solutions, Paul Yarborough, Cruise by Mandy, LLC, Solis Brothers Excavation, Walmart 4th Street, La Malva Mexican Bakery, Eastman Credit Union, Captain Anonymous, Dr. Ryan Peavy, Juicy's Taco, and Drug Emporium. Thank you for your kind attention to tonight's performance, and go Lobos! And now, the Stingerettes will perform a palm routine to Rock That Bottom. Wendy Wall. Assistant Director, Jesse Schmidt. The managers, Ryan Brown, Savannah Hyman, Wayne Jackson, and Eva Robbie. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockwall High School Stingerettes. Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime match tonight, we proudly present the Rockwall High School Orange Raid Band. Tonight, the Orange Raid represents the 2025 production of Electro Sonic, featuring music from Beethoven's Symphony No. 7, Steve Reich's The Four Sections, Radiohead's Everything, Every Right Place, and Turbo by Johnny Mac. The section of the week is the tuba section. Band members of the week are David Headlines and Sarai Carey. Ladies and gentlemen, from Longview High School, Orange Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockwall High School Orange Band.
Nation. I'm here with Zaylee High with Rockwall.
All right, about ready to get underway here. The second half at Wilkerson-Sanders Stadium. Both teams have made their way onto Cameron Webb Field. We have to inform Coach Rodney Webb that it is not named after him. He keeps thinking,
contrary to the stories that he tells throughout the community.
Right, that he thinks it's been named after him. It is not.
Just because you coach both teams doesn't mean that.
Right. It doesn't get you in there. Of course, it was named after Jack Webb, who was in Dragnet. That's. Don't get mad at me, folks. We know who it is. Two great coaches, Coach Cameron and Coach Webb, outstanding coaches. For Rockwall back in the day, and then, of course, I believe, I may be wrong, and I know old Rockwall will correct me on this, believe that it was the last time Rockwall beat Longview in 31, I believe Coach Wilkerson was involved with that. It was either him or Sanders, and I know. But anyway, I think they were coaching the Jackets back then. If I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure I'll get a text.
Let us know.
Yeah. But I do want to give all our fans a big thank you. Not our fans, but the Jacket fans. I think we have two fans. That's it. My
That's
wife.
about it.
I got two. It's my wife and my mom. But other than that, and Autumn,
occasionally,
I say fan, maybe strong word. But anyway, big thanks to all the Jacket fans out there for big numbers last week on the broadcast. 11,000 views.
Pretty cool.
Pretty good number there. And so I want to thank them and keep it rolling as we love bringing this to you. Rockwall will kick off to start the second half. Little pooch over to the far side. It is taken by Herndon. It was going to go out of bounds, but it was a little bit close that he had to decide to grab it there and not allow
pretty athletic
Rockwall,
play, too, really.
to get to it.
How about a shout-out, Madison Shoemaker's grandparents sending a shout-out to the Orange Wave Band, and good luck in the competition tomorrow. Madison is a senior flute player.
All right.
So we enjoyed watching.
We were talking about that
do.
at halftime.
Yes.
They're flautists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flautists.
Flautists. So here's Longview setting up, receiving the second half kickoff. Already up 28-13. Rockwall's defense going to need to bow up here and try to keep this at a 15-point deficit. They do it. First job there as they stack him up right there at the line of scrimmage, and that's Christian Lawyer, I believe, a big part of that one.
Yes, it was. 32 was involved in it. Touch on the Longview offense right quick. What they were able to do in the first half. Longview had 247 yards of total offense, 132 through the air with 115 on the ground.
I would have bet one of my kids that there would be no way they would have more passing yards than rushing yards. And they did it. Two receivers to the right side on second down and 10 for Longview. Jet sweep coming to the near side. Looking for a block. He's got it. And he'll get into the secondary and just short of the first down on that jet sweep. That is Jacaden Davis again. He scored on it early in the ball game. He's the backup quarterback.
Yeah, Jacaden's second carry of the ball game, and as you mentioned, it was a big one for him earlier. The 61-yard carry for the touchdown. What a
nice run.
Yes, sir. It was.
Going to 11 minutes left here. Third down and 2. And they're going to do their own version of the tush push. Right near the marker. They may not have gotten it.
I don't think they gave it to him. No, short.
I think they're about a half yard short. Fourth down. They are signaling fourth down. I'm assuming that Longview will go for it here. They're close to Rockwall territory. They're at their own 41-yard line, just shy of the 41. And they are going to keep the offense out there at the bare minimum. They're probably going to try to draw them off sides, but I think they're going to go for it. They will split Herndon out to the right, and they will snap it. And a nice lunge there from Hamilton will get him just past the marker.
Just past it, man. Just, seriously.
Well, let's see where they mark this one. I think he's got it. Line judge.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
There it is. So 1st and 10 now for Longview. Good job there by the Jacket defense to bow up there and keep it close, but there is a fresh set of downs here, and they don't smell as good as the Rockwall new set of downs.
As you said earlier, it's
more like a rotten egg smell.
It's kind of a nasty smell, man.
Yeah, it's not good.
You know? You don't have anything to do with it.
So 1st and 10 now, 2 receivers to the right, no receivers to the near side in this unbalanced formation for Longview. They're in the spread. And this will be a shot right up the middle and a great defensive play. And is that...
that's 25.
Oh, man, that's a nice play coming in there. And that is...
Braxton Chaplin.
Yep, from that defensive end position. Braxton had a sack last week and has had an outstanding season so far. So he's got 2 sacks on the year. That wasn't a sack, but that's another tackle for loss. And that's his second of the season.
Pinning these guys back. I was about to say a moment ago, some of the vast majority of the damage that this Lobo offense has been able to do because they've been able to pick up big yards on first down. You know what I mean? Second and short.
But third down, too.
You're right. Yeah. They have been able to do that. But
so it's second and long here.
Crazy.
2nd and 13. They have to get to the Rockwall 48. Looking to run as Hamilton. He won't. He'll be stuck at Stoner. But
you got to bring him down, guys.
Another broken tackle.
Oh, my goodness.
Rockwall cannot wrap up and bring these guys down as they have been there all game, but the broken tackles are killing them. And Hamilton's going to get to the 49-yard line and set up now a 3rd down and 3 when it looked like it was going to be 3rd and long again.
Stoner had him right at the line of scrimmage, and then as he broke that one, it was Wade Day that had him after about 2 more yards downfield. Just a tough young man to bring down.
6'3", 205 pounds is Johnny Hamilton. He is a junior. So we'll see him again next year, and we'll be heading out to East Texas if realignment has us all together again in February, which I assume it will.
There's nowhere else to put them.
Nope, there's nothing to change right now.
All we do is go to East Texas, it feels like. Here we go. There's going to be another tush push. I formation, 3rd down and 3. And they're going to look to the sideline, see if they get a change of a call here. Hamilton will bark it out, and he'll get back under center. And it's going to go to the tailback, and it is a first down.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nice pickup there, and I believe that was Washington. It was.
How you would design it. Perfect execution.
Well, it's that, and a lot of defenses don't see us in high school where you got that fullback leading the way on that lead block, and that's just tough. And Coach Brooks talked about it when I met with him this week. He's like, this is something different that we have to prepare for on defense that we don't have to for any other team. Nobody else runs an I formation with that fullback. And so it's almost like in college when you got to prepare for the military schools and they run that option. So here's Hamilton looking to throw. No rush. He's got time. He's going to go over the middle. Has a man wide open. And it is caught. Touchdown. That's Herndon again for his third touchdown.
Third touchdown of the night, third touchdown of the season again.
Flag.
There is a flag down.
And everybody's frozen, so it tends to believe it's...
I believe it's offsides, though. Let's see what the call is.
These guys are hanging around
they're
down
coming
here.
Back.
Yeah, it's against the Lobos.
All right, another break for Rockwall. As it looked like they had fumbled on a kickoff return, but the offsetting penalties nullified it. And here is a 52-yard touchdown that may be brought back because of a penalty. We'll finally get the call here, and it is holding against Longview.
Huge break.
Whew. So take away that touchdown from Herndon. Nice play action. I'd watched them on video earlier this week. Not a ton of play action from that I formation, but they did it there. And that really freezes those defensive backs and allows these receivers to get behind them. So now it's 1st and 20 for Longview. And they're going to go back to the spread, 2 receivers far side.
Can't give up the big play here.
Cummings in at running back to the left of Hamilton. And it will be Cummings looking for room on the right side. Rockwall's defense is there. They're going to bring him down right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 20 now. No gain for Cummings.
Braxton Chaplin again with the tackle for the Jackets. A shout out right quick. Bill and Ann Morton watching as always. How about a shout out to the Witt family, the Witt house. Clip Kristen and Kyle Witt. Carla Rogers watching from the house. Glad to have you joining us as always.
I got a comment here with one of our viewers that y'all know very well that you'll hear from later on this season. 2nd down and 20. And there's the play action again now, the I formation. Hamilton looks to throw out route. Got a man. And he'll be pushed out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Actually going to mark him at the 49. So let's give him about 6 yards on that reception. Randy Talley chiming in. And his favorite commercial is the Rest Haven commercials. He says it puts him in a comfort level. And I don't know what that means. But he said, I just watched Rest Haven and I'm in Nirvana. Is what he said. First of all, there's no way he knows what Nirvana means. There's no way. Somebody told him.
Maybe he was describing his feeling, and someone said that's Nirvana. You think that was probably what happened?
Maybe. I don't know. It confuses me. Trips near side, 3rd down 15. Rolling to his left is Hamilton. Heavy rush. He'll throw it over the middle. Got a man again. It's overthrown.
Goodness gracious.
That was Jordan Hobbs, the intended receiver.
He's got an arm, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Holy cow.
Showed it off there. Good defensive stand for Rockwall.
Much
Is that
needed,
what they
buddy.
needed to do? And they hopefully everything goes right here. We'll get the ball back. See what they can do to carve into that 15-point deficit with 7:15 left here in the third.
Obviously, the punt speaks, forcing them to punt speaks for itself, but the way they did it, too. Yes, absolutely a penalty was involved in that, but the way they defended, played on 1st down, minimum gains allowed on 1st and 2nd down, put them in this position like this, a 3rd and long. Good job, defense.
Second punt of the game will go to Edwards. He'll make the catch and go down with it at the 9-yard line. The second punt for Longview.
Let me hit some scores here in 10-6A. A couple other big games. 21-10, the North Forney lead in the 3rd quarter over Tyler Legacy. And Royce City with a 19-11 lead at the half over Forney. And we talked about that game earlier. Again, we talked about Rockwall with the big win to go to 1-0 in district. You don't want to be Royce City or Forney. The loser of that game would find themselves 0-2 after North Forney beat Forney and Rockwall's victory over Royce City.
And you'd be 0-2 against 2 teams you're fighting for a playoff spot with. Quick slant from the outside. That's Duckworth. He's got it. Need to be brought down at the 20. Should be a first down. Give him 10. Let's go. They are. 10 yards. So a new set of downs here for the Jackets. Chains will move.
4th reception of the night for Jack Duckworth.
really coming along now. He had a slow start, no catches in the first game, and then now becoming a big part of this. Now here's wide receiver screen, gets a block from Lamb, and there he goes down the sideline. He's got room. I believe that's Leach. He's to the 40, he's to the 30, to the 20, finally brought down at the 16-yard line.
That's Puffer, isn't it? No,
It is Puffer.
Yes, that's Braden.
Yes, that's Puffer. Excuse me, on the reception.
Braden's second reception of the game. It's a speedster, man.
Almost had his first touchdown there. If he could just keep it going. Good job.
Second reception of the night, 15th of the year.
There's a run right up the gut for the Jackets. Not going to get minimal yards there, and I believe that's Hankins. Let's see, it is. That's Hankins on the run.
Hankins with his fourth carry.
It's got
Did he
Petrino.
get a yard on that one? Yeah.
You got Petrino split to the far side, two receivers near side. Duckworth and I believe Puffer in the slot. Can't tell right now. And there's going to be a handoff here to Hankins looking to turn the corner. He does. He gets to the 10 and be pushed out of bounds just a couple yards short of the first down.
Boy, how impressive is that? He come around that corner, allowed that blockage a little bit that, and once it just had just a little bit of a break of an opportunity there, hit that corner, and able to get around the corner, get around there to pick up some much needed yardage.
That's Leach in the slot here to the near side with Duckworth, and that's Petrino in motion from the far side. And it'll be a play action looking to throw as Rickard. A little bit of time, throws over the middle, intercepted.
No, it was, wasn't it? Yes.
Had a receiver in the back of the end zone, but didn't get enough on it, and a turnover will kill that drive for the Jackets.
Had another receiver over here in the corner of the end zone too as well, and just, as you mentioned, just didn't get enough underneath that one. Ask the defense to get back out on the field and do it again here.
Yeah, going to have to get another stop.
Yep. Couple of possessions, guys, where Wall was moving the football there. Another one of those ones were unable to get points out of it. One of the best drives of the night.
Yeah, got to give 99 to my wife.
Time to go to bed?
Time to go to bed.
She hung in there a little bit longer than she usually does.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
9:30.
Yeah, I think
A
she has
long
some
night.
stuff to do.
Is Coach Talley planning on coming in for training for baseball season? He's the
Yeah, you go ahead and figure that one out.
We got the winner to train him, right?
You got that scheduled.
We'll put him on the board.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There's a run to the near side, and there's room. Cut and to pass the 30 to the 32-yard line. That's Washington. Another big carry for Longview.
Beautiful blocking. Just a great job along the left side of the offensive line. He hits it. Ashworth had to work himself back down the field. Was the one that was responsible for the tackle eventually.
Two juniors on that left side, Jackson and Shaw, on that offensive line for Longview. Now they go back to that I formation. Washington is the tailback. He'll dot that I. They're going to hand it off to Cummings. Right up the gut as a fullback, and he's going to get 12 yards on that carry to the 45-yard line.
Chaplin was able to catch up to him and get down at the bottom of that pile with the shoestring tackle after they're able to move the chains.
Quickly moving here to the line is Longview. Now they'll stop and get that signal, but not allow any substitutions for the Jackets. They'll snap it 1st and 10 here. And it is this is crazy because as the run goes from right to left,
You saw it, right?
a squirrel is
Takes
taken off
off.
from left to right. The squirrel scored. He got into the end zone.
The crowd loved it.
Yeah, the crowd went crazy. And then
He was flying.
It was fast, almost as fast as the flag guy for
The flag guy
Longview
for the Lobos.
coming out of the tunnel.
Didn't the Cardinals in 2011 have a squirrel? Was that a squirrel that got on the World Series?
Yeah.
Against the Rangers?
Yeah.
Maybe that's our good luck charm right there.
But maybe so.
Maybe it is.
He was running the right direction.
I mean,
Yeah,
You know?
he was. That would have been a score for Rockwall if they would have counted it.
should count it.
2nd down and 7 here for Longview. They got to get to the Rockwall 45. They're just shy of Rockwall territory at the 48-yard line, and here comes that backup quarterback again on the jet sweep, and he'll
Good grief,
break
guys.
2 or 3
My
tackles
word.
and get inside the 45 to the 44-yard line.
Ouch.
So Jacaden Davis, 3 carries, 3 big gains, 1 touchdown. First and 10 now. New set of downs here for Longview at the Rockwall 44-yard line. Wonder if Tally's had time to look up Nirvana. See what that means? You know, he argued with me for a whole season about Bat Masterson. Said it was Bart Masterson. I said it was not. There's Cummings to the right side. And again, Rockwall cannot bring him down initially. He's going to get 3-4 extra yards after making contact and get inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Killing some time, getting yardage is Longview.
Castro finally able to bring him down. Cummings, the fullback, number 33, 5'11", 200-pound senior.
Yeah, he's a
He is
handful.
something to bring down, man.
That fullback position as they go back to the I. Now we have a flag. I think we're going to have motion. We do. I think the line moved there on a false start. So let's move it back 5. It'll set up a 2nd down and 9. For Longview, this could be the break Rockwall needs on defense to keep this Longview offense somewhat at bay as this third quarter is flying by. 3:27 left. You don't need me to tell you that because we got the clock on the scoreboard. I love that little element there. Got a lone receiver to the near side and then double tight end formation in this I formation. I believe that's Herndon that is the lone receiver near side. And Longview will snap it from the far hash. And this will be Washington looking for room, makes a cut, and then finally will get inside the 40, back to that original line of scrimmage, and set up a 3rd down and about 4 now.
Tell you what, again, another one of those opportunities there. Met him at the line of scrimmage.
Nice cut, though, as he sliced
was.
his way through.
It was.
And what it is Hamilton comes in, tries to get the defense to jump on that hard count. When they don't, he'll look over, get the call, and then go back under center. 3rd down and 4. Got to get to the 34-yard line of Rockwall, does Longview. They're going to give it to Cummings here right up the gut from the fullback position. He's right there, but I think he's about a yard short. Get ready for another hardcore quarterback sneak, I believe, on 4th down. That clock keeps moving.
It's an advantage here. He's going to have to come out. I'm sorry, Billy.
Yeah, and so with Cummings out, the backup fullback is Brandon Cavazos. Where's 34? He's coming in.
There he is.
So I got a feeling, and they're also going to bring Washington out. That leaves them with one back.
So Cavazos, a 5'8", 180-pound junior.
Probably go under 2 minutes left in the third quarter when they snap this one. Play clock's at 3-2. They're going to call timeout. So, you know what? We got a chance to take a timeout with them, Chris. Surprise us with a fun-filled spot.
Let's do it.
At Rockwall Sports Center, your logo is our business. We specialize in custom branded apparel, shirts, hats, jackets, polos, and even team uniforms. Whether you need custom gear for your corporate outings, staff retreats, company parties, or just new staff wear, we've got you covered. We can use your design or help you design a new one. We offer high-quality customer service and always put our customers and their satisfaction first. Contact us today and let us show you how Rockwall Sports Center can have you looking your best.
Shop an exceptional selection of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles at Rockwall Ford, the home of rock bottom pricing. With hundreds of new vehicles, we're sure to have the right one for you. And when your vehicle needs to be serviced, schedule your appointment online with our master certified technicians. Your next Ford is waiting for you at Rockwall Ford. Log online for your rock bottom deals. Just click, print, and buy. Shop the rock today. I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
Billy Quinton along with David Elizabeth Sweet and Chris Curtis on the board. We have Trevor Webb on the camera. David, it was your birthday not too long ago.
Yes, it was.
When was it?
Last Sunday.
Last Sunday.
Yes,
so
sir.
Happy belated birthday. 4th down and 1. They're going to go, and now we got a motion again, and they're going to move it back. That was the wild. No, it wasn't. That was Hamilton back there just in the shotgun formation. But they had movement, and they're going to move now, make it 4th and 6, which I think they'll still go for it. We'll have to change the call. Or maybe not. But also, J-Mo had a birthday
Yes, he did.
on Saturday, I believe.
Said the whole city was going to be
a
big party.
All of
and a
Crandall
walk-off.
was going to
downtown Crandall was going to be closed off.
Right.
For a big-time birthday block party, right?
Think they didn't do that for you on your
they didn't.
birthday.
No, sir.
It'd be weird if Crandall did do that for you on your birthday, but
Rockwall should have.
Yeah,
right.
well,
Right. I agree. I mean, you've had every political position in Rockwall. Looking to throw is Hamilton on 4th and 6. Going to go deep on the go route. Let's see if Rockwall's defense is there. Nope, the pass is too long. Rockwall holds.
Here's another one of the breaks, guys.
Yep.
Another break, another opportunity here for the Jackets.
So see what Rockwall can do with 1:54 left in the third. Still down 15. Nobody scored here in this second half.
Which is crazy when you think about it, isn't it? 28-13 here.
I don't like it. Here's the deal. Chris moved our positions in the booth, right? I'm over on the left side now. I've always been on the right side. For 19 years, I've been on the right side.
He didn't want to have anything to do with being in the middle for some reason, I don't think, is what he did, right?
Oh, now is Greg saying that he did it? What's Greg saying?
Here we go.
Okay.
Oh, he noticed.
Oh, he noticed that. Here we go. We got a keeper by.
How about your quarterback moving?
Yeah, that's Rickard, and he's going to take. That's his best run of the day. He's going to get to the 46. When the AD's talking to me, I got to look over at him.
I understand 100%.
Yeah,
you got to give him your attention.
I almost got fired by Renee Murphy. I may still get fired, but that if I don't talk,
there
to
will still
Greg,
be a talk on Monday. I'm sure.
I know.
Follow-up conversations.
Tell me if I need to show up for the interview or not.
Some things that Chris has to deal with.
Oh boy.
Wide receiver screen near side, and Rockwall's going to have the first down. Good call there.
Lamb and Duckworth out there, both blocking. Big blocks, man. It's about 4 yards short, 5 yards short of the first down with those blocks engaged. Easy for him to pick up the yardage.
I think it was Hatcher that was split out there with the reception and the first down.
Okay, that was Hatcher.
Yep.
And, again, it was Lamb and Duckworth doing their jobs. Solid.
So 1st and 10 for Rockwall, and they're going to do the fake reverse. Going to go deep, double coverage, and incomplete. Oof, that was a tough one. That was intended for Wiley.
I'm impressed with Wiley had to do what he had to do there at the end of that one.
Got to turn into Deion Sanders all of a sudden and play defensive back. Yeah, that was well covered.
Yeah, and then an underestimated, you mentioned that, being able to turn in Deion there, and an underestimated tip.
Yeah.
Fortunate, able to knock it out of the hands of that second defender, which would have been in a good position to intercept an overthrown ball.
2nd and 10 now for Rockwall. Here comes a run from Hatcher. It will break a tackle, a little spin move. We'll get him to the 40. Won't go down, and he's going to get right to the marker.
Very impressive, man. Hits that hole.
And they're going to move it.
Pushes the defender once he makes the contact. Able to secure the football.
Move those chains.
Nice run. All the way around.
Lamb will stay in at H-back here on the near side. 4 receivers set. Trips left, 1 receiver near side. No one in the backfield. Empty backfield for Rickard. He's going to run. Looks for room up the middle. Well, he's been taking some hits, but he gets some yardage on that run to the 33-yard line. Give him 4 on that one.
Good decision on his part. Right, did take that contact, but put his head down at the end there.
And that was a call for him to run on that one, and that's been something that Coach Brooks has introduced in the last couple games.
You mentioned that in your interview earlier today.
Yeah, and I think they were just waiting for district to start doing that. Didn't want to waste it in non-district. Well, I get your quarterback on that type of exposure. But you know what? It doesn't matter when it comes to the running back, and that's Hatcher getting some more yards for Rockwall. Another first down to the 22-yard line.
Really like this, guys. Brooks had mentioned that to us on several occasions, talking about their comfort level with all 3 of these backs, and what a game they've called tonight. With Hatcher, Castro, and Hankins all being active, all being part of this rushing attack against this tough Lobo defense.
Let's take a timeout. It's the end of the 3rd quarter. We're going to switch sides,
and
it's.
We're going to watch the field goal kick.
Oh, that's
the
right.
Sugar Llamas kick.
Wait, the check is a check here?
It's already been taken.
Check and they came and got the bag.
The Rockwall ISD interns are at work.
It's going to happen.
All right, we never even saw the interns.
Shout out to, let's see who we got. Luke Ainsworth, 6th grader at Utley Middle School, is going to
Wolves.
Go for the kick for free donuts for a year.
Representing the Wolves.
Okay. You have to make it if you represent the Wolves on a night when the Lobos come to town.
Yes.
Yeah, and wearing green.
And they're green,
just
right?
like Chris.
Hey. See, I'm cheering on Utley. I knew we were going to kick it for Utley
was it,
tonight.
right? There you
I'm
go.
Supporting Utley.
I don't know why you didn't mention
that earlier. He's got
earlier.
the full look. Look at that.
There he goes.
Oh, he got it. Did he get it? Did he got it?
He got it. Did he get it? He got it.
Let's go.
Look at the jog like I knew it the whole time.
Free donuts for a year.
He's going to be popular.
I got to get to know that young man.
He's running up the stairs.
Dude, he's going to be popular.
Yeah.
The man with the donuts.
I love that.
What was his name again, Chris?
There's the future mayor of Rockwall, Luke Ainsworth.
Luke Ainsworth.
David, name one position you haven't had in politics in Rockwall. Can you name one?
I mean, I wore a few hats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had those donuts, like you said a
weren't
moment
city
ago. I said,
manager,
give it
right?
to No.
You never were city manager?
No, I'm not the city
Okay.
manager.
Okay. You're going to be.
I work for
There's
now.
always time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still time. 1st and 10 here for Rockwall. Start the 4th quarter. Play action. Rickard looking to throw. Go route. Got a man. Caught.
Oh, broke it up the last second.
No. Could not hang on. I think that was Lamb, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Looks like it was.
It
yep.
was Lamb.
And he's going to stay down in the end zone there. He got hit pretty good in the end zone. So we'll have a timeout here. Chris, is there anybody you want to
give somebody you want to get us a commercial in here?
Or talk about anybody?
Yeah.
Got some comments in here. Well, we're not going to read that comment.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
We got one of those?
Got a. Yeah, I got one of those. Can't read that one. It's unfortunate. All good.
Those happen.
Hey, shout out to Rockwall Ford for sponsoring the CTE night tonight. Really appreciate everything that
Very
Jeff
cool.
Hicks and Leslie do for us. Then they will be back for the I-30 Classic. Of course, that food drive has kicked off. Have you gone shopping yet, Billy?
Oh, yeah.
For some cans?
Got
Donate some cans to
got
Rockwall High School yet?
ready to go.
A lot of lima beans heading their
A
way.
lot of lima beans. That's one of the needs right there.
Okay, that reminded me, I do want to get one message in here. The Student Council, Rockwall Student Council,
Yep.
or as we like to call it, Stuco.
Stuco.
They're gathering food for the food drive, and so just want to give them a shout out and all the work that they're
Did you
doing.
take a selfie with them out front?
No, I didn't, but there is a photo of them here, but I can't get it to you yet. But shout out to Tim Watson. Who heads
he's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, and so Tim does a great job. And, he took over for Michelle Morris. That's hard. That's like coming in for Roger Staubach.
Boy, that's tough to do.
He's the Danny White right now. Shout out to Michelle and Neil if they're watching. I guarantee you they're headed somewhere to Arkansas.
For sure.
They've had a rough season so far, the Razorbacks.
Oh, my goodness.
When you hire, is it Petrino?
Yeah.
You hire him again? Is he going to come out on the
First and
motorcycle?
foremost, you bring him, you hire him as your offensive coordinator in the first place. You know what I mean? You bring the offensive coordinator in the first place.
If he comes out on a Harley, I'm a huge Arkansas fan.
It would be great if he did that.
Oh, man. And, Chris, how's it going to go here against Florida for your Longhorns?
About to find out. Sark's about to open the playbook.
Oh, good. But I know everybody's going to be watching the Texas State-Arkansas State game. So
Texas State,
prime time
Arkansas State.
TV.
Well, on ESPNU.
The Ocho.
The Ocho. There is an Ocho.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2nd down and 10 now for Jackets. Trips to the near side. They're going to hand it off to Castro. Nothing there.
Goodness gracious.
Try to hit him with a quick pop there up the middle, and that did not.
No, sir.
Fulham, that was Hatcher, on that one. We haven't seen Caden in a little bit. Caden's that spark plug that comes in and will pop one on you.
Caden Carter again with the stop.
I didn't mean that, Caden.
I know.
You meant our
I don't
Caden.
recognize him, though.
I know you do.
He did his.
You know
Good
what I'm enjoying
job.
right now is a $100,000 bar. Now they call it a $100,000 grand bar. I haven't had one in a while.
Pretty good
It's
stuff.
refreshing.
Is
It's
it?
refreshing, yeah.
It's refreshing, huh?
Yep. Hatcher in motion, empty backfield, wide receiver screen, two good blocks, but taking it outside is Duckworth, and
yes, sir.
he cannot get to the first down marker. It's 4th down now. I think you got to go here. Field goal doesn't do much for you now. You're late in the 4th quarter or early in the 4th quarter. So Rockwall, big 4th down right here for the Jackets. They got to get to the 13-yard line to get that fresh set of downs. Duckworth's going to be your lone receiver far side, 2 receivers near side. Stoner in at H-back. That's Puffer in motion. Play action, heavy rush. Got to get rid of it, and he does. Has a man wide open. That's Stoner. He'll take on the defender. No need to go around him. Just go right to him and make the contact and get to the 9-yard line for the first down.
Some guys avoid the contact.
I'd hate to be in front of him.
What does Stoner
He
do?
is a train.
You know, he's
Goodness
thinking,
gracious.
Granddad was just pinned.
Yeah.
I'm going right at the guy.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Did you see his
was
little hype
funny.
video he made at UTEP the other day?
No.
They brought him in, and oh, man, it was awesome.
Is he good?
It's really good.
That's cool.
I'm going to guess that he flexes.
He does flex a couple times, yes.
Yeah. Keeper here by, that's Castro coming in on the Wildcat.
Look at the push.
Yep. And then the push back.
Yes, sir.
That was a 1st and goal from the 10. He's going to get a couple yards. 2nd down and goal now for the Jackets. And that's going to be Wiley as your lone receiver near side. Had his first touchdown on the ground. Actually, it's Petrino, excuse me, on the near side. But we can still talk about Rhino.
Still impressive.
Yep. And now we got Rickard back in, looking to throw. Heavy rush, rolls to his right. He's going to throw it back over the middle. It's caught.
Now, well defended.
Knocked it out.
At the end there.
So third down and goal now. Looked like that Petrino had hung on, but good defensive effort.
That was Carter again.
I'm frankly tired of hearing from him. I don't want you to mention him for the rest of the ball game.
I don't want to.
Let's give him credit. He's having a good one. Really making a difference. Empty backfield now. Rickard is going to run it. He's got a block, cuts it back up, takes on the defender, rolls, end zone, touchdown, Rockwall. There's the Brent Rickard we saw last week against Royce City, taking it in the end zone, and Rockwall will cut that deficit down to 11.
Second touchdown of the season on the ground for Rickard. You mentioned his first one.
Excuse me, 9.
How many points?
11.
Math is hard.
Yeah, it is. It's down to 9. I'm an artist.
Where'd you graduate high school from?
The Mighty Badgers of Lampasas.
Mighty Badgers of Lampasas.
And then the Mighty Bobcats of Texas State, and none of them taught math.
Castro's in now.
Yeah, and so they're going to probably go to the Wildcat here on this 2-point conversion. They will.
Rickard walked out.
And that's Hankins is the other running back, and it's going to be a reverse coming near side and a throw caught, touchdown to Hankins. That's Duckworth with the pass, southpaw.
How about
Hankins. That? 2-point conversion, and now we got a 7-point ball game. What a nice one! Love the left-handed pass.
A little very similar play to little Allen.
Yeah. That's the exact
little motion,
play.
2 guys over into the corner. Even with the 2 guys over here on the in the corner of the end zone.
That's true.
You know what?
If it was the Allen one, you need a receiver from the other side.
Yes, sir.
To come in and not be seen, and then make a catch in the midst of like 6 defenders.
6 other defenders, yeah.
How about that? Look on the screen right there. Luke getting his moment in
Way
the
to go,
sun.
man.
Look at that. On the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Going to be most popular.
Look at that.
Most popular kid at Utley next week.
Hey, free donuts for a year,
How
man.
about that?
Love it. Love it.
So we're very similar to College Game Day with the whole McAfee
exactly
kicking game.
We're getting
They
close.
just give away $300,000 last week, and we're going to give away donuts. You know what?
Hey, that's what you call money, donuts.
Yes, donuts.
Yeah.
I think I'd take the donuts.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, I'd take the $300,000 too, but, you know, hey.
Who needs that?
Yeah.
Man, donuts for a year? That's greatness.
It's pretty great.
That's all we.
Now, can
that's
he
all
get-
we would need.
I think he could get a six-pack a six-pack of donuts every day.
Every day. Can
For
he
a
get
year.
Pigs in a blanket.
Whatever. I don't know if they have pigs in the blanket. They're specialty donuts.
Where's it
there.
at?
Sugar Llamas.
Oh, Sugar Llamas. Okay. I want to give them credit. Okay. They had some good ones here at halftime.
Oh, yeah.
This will be taken at the 12. And that's Davis and trying to find room, and he's got it.
Beautiful block right on.
Yeah,
Flag
and
on
he'll
the
get to
play.
the 31-yard line.
Did they get a flag?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Jacaden Davis again. I don't want to mention him anymore
No.
when he's running with the ball. He's been a thorn in the Jackets side. But we got a 7-point game with 9:48. Got 714 people watching now. Same number of home runs that was hit by Babe Ruth. That's an odd fact right there.
Yep.
Joey Florence did tell me one time, and I'm proud of it. He said, you know more about insignificant things than anybody I know.
Say, well,
you got to have
I've
something.
been told that a few times in my life, so hey.
Coach Cram's wife's tuning in, Elizabeth Cram.
All right.
So glad to have her joining us.
Yeah, Tally just texted, is Nirvana too deep? Yes, it's way too deep. You didn't even know that it was Bat Masterson. You thought it was Bart Masterson. So, no, you can't go to Nirvana.
Did you already mention Brian and Liz Decker?
No, I didn't.
They're watching from, can you guess where?
I'm going to guess Anchorage, Alaska.
Greece.
Oh, wow.
We are European now.
These are like Frank Conselman kind of people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Traveling to Greece. The penalty was against the Lobos, backed them up quite a bit.
So now it's going to be Washington looking for room, and Rockwall's defense will stretch it out, bring him down for about 1.5 yards, 2-yard gain there. So this Rockwall defense has really done well. We talked about that was the most points they had given up in the first half. We do know that one was a punt return on the fumble, but they still gave up 21, and so that's it. There's been no points scored by Longview, as I probably jinxed it here with 9:19 left in the fourth quarter.
Shout out to Alan Robinson and Kim. Both they're checking in.
Oh, good.
Glad to have you watching.
2nd down and 8 here for Los Lobos.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good band, too. And that's Davis again on the jet sweep, but he breaks into the secondary.
My goodness.
And finally hanging on, not before he gets the first down, is the Jacket defense.
It's another one of those.
Golly, he's slippery.
Chance to get him into the backfield, and you're right, he is slippery. Again, we've had struggles with this, but of course the other guy has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, he does.
Tough guys to bring down.
High formation now on 1st and 10. And again, trying the hard count doesn't work. Let's see what they can do here. 8:44 and counting left here in the ball game. Longview up 28-21. Here's a handoff to Washington, and he'll be stacked up finally after he breaks that line of scrimmage and then gets to the 33-yard line, 3-yard gain.
Hitting the back, slowed down there with a hit in the backfield, and A.J. Brown with the tackle.
Boy, A.J.'s had a good season
Yes,
so
he
far. I
has.
met his mom the other day. Very excited for that. She was great. Not happy about the interception getting taken away.
We can understand that.
Yep, that does stink. 2nd down and 7. Now it's going to be Washington again. He's got room, and he'll get to the second
My
level.
goodness,
And
guys.
a nice tackle, a touchdown-saving tackle for the Jackets.
Washington.
Yeah. So Washington
Christian.
on Washington. Washington squared.
Yes, sir.
Missy Rayson also tuning in. Can you guess where she's watching from tonight?
Misty. She's at some party doing photos.
She is in Greece as well.
No way.
We need a third.
The place
we need a third.
to be.
Is she doing photos in Greece?
She probably is, yes.
Yeah. Somebody else text us from Greece, please.
Yeah.
We need
Please.
one more.
Play action. Look at
Uh-oh.
the throws. Hamilton. He's got time going over the middle. He's got Herndon again. It's dropped. Boy, another break for Rockwall as that goes off his shoulder pad, and he'll want that one back.
Herndon got caught on that one.
I'll tell you what, though. Not that I ever was that fast, but when you are open and that pass is coming, it seems like it takes forever to
Hangs
get
up there in the air.
Yep.
Hangs in the air.
All you think about is don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. And then you drop it. The fast ones, the
Hear those thoughts going
bullets.
on in his mind.
the bullets you don't think about and everything's fine. So Jamo is watching. Birthday boy. He only turned 20.
It's insane.
I don't even remember what 20 was like. Davis in motion, and now they're going to hand this one off again to Washington. And he'll keep moving that pile, but Rockwall, come on, let's stop him at some point, boys. It ends up being a 3rd and 1 when it looked like it was probably going to be about 3rd and 5.
Just pushed the entire pile.
So now it's going to be 2 downs to get that yard for Longview, and we'll go under 7 minutes left in the ball game.
Lawyer back into the game here.
And then we go back to the tight double tight end formation. We have another one from Greece, but I'm not sure if it counts. We'll get to that in a second. There's a handoff to Washington. He will get the
my
first
goodness.
down.
He was met again at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, but he's going to make his way through and get the first down. So a new set of downs and more clock will run here.
No, this one doesn't count.
No, Cody Hergert says is his sister?
His sister Kim is in Greece right now.
But not watching.
You could have left off the not watching the game, Cody.
Just go with it,
My sister
Cody.
Kim is in
Jeremy
Greece.
Bryant also tuning in says he's not in Greece, but he's seen Greece.
Oh,
Does
there
that
you
count?
go.
I think that counts.
I think that counts.
It's close enough.
Yeah, hand jive. Remember the hand jive? I'm embarrassed I know that.
You should be. But, I mean, I know what you're talking about. So.
Exactly. Here's, oh, man, they
My
cannot hang
goodness,
on again.
dude.
And Washington will go down, but not after he breaks a couple more tackles. Rockwall's defense is there, but they just can't get that initial.
It's going to be some frustration watching some video this week.
I'm going to take another bite of my 100,000 grand bar.
Enjoyed it, didn't you?
Refreshing.
My goodness.
It's got a
It's
cookie
like
crunch.
that was like the Office scene. Do you remember when they were playing the quiet game and they'd gone forever? And it was Kevin that went to open up a candy bar, took that first bite, and
Oh, Kevin.
yeah, they were so mad.
Did we talk about Brooks this past week? Whataburger? Coach
Oh,
of the week? Did we
Coach of
talk
the
about
week?
Coach?
Yeah, please do. So proud for him.
Yeah.
Let's watch a little something. We got a break.
Fellas, how y'all doing? I want y'all to repeat after me. Dun, 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 dun. I'm Chris Arnold from 105.3 The Fan, and y'all gave y'all's coach a great birthday present. And guess what? Danny McCray from the Dallas Cowboys has got more.
So one, hey folks, how y'all doing this morning? Good. Are y'all good? Okay, my name is Danny McCray. I played for the Cowboys for 5 years.
I heard about your birthday.
For 1 year, went to school at Westfield High School right up in Houston. So I'll tell you this, I understand the culture of Texas high school football.
You can also watch that video on our YouTube page. By the way.
What a neat deal, though, man.
Well,
Whataburger
super
Coach
cool.
of the Week.
Chris Arnold wasn't so long-winded. Maybe we could have got to it. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 6 here for
Let's go,
Longview. See what Rockwall's defense can do here. It's going to be a keeper by Hamilton, and he's going to have the first down. Follows that nice path of blocks right up the hash, and he'll get to the 32-yard line. Clock keeps going. We're under 6 minutes left now. Was that Cowboy McCray?
Yes, it was.
That was.
Wasn't he a Cowboy like 15 years ago, wasn't it? I mean, it's been a while.
Yes. Was with Chicago for a stint and Dallas for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And answered the phone. Answered the call. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing.
You want to
go to Rockwall with me?
Let's see if Longview, they will snap it with 10 seconds left on the play clock. And another big run from Washington when Rockwall's defense seems to be there. They just cannot bring him down, and they're just killing some time here as they get to the 27-yard line. And I hate to say this, but this is very similar to the other games that Rockwall has been in against Longview all the years, where they're just right on the verge but can't get that final play to try to get over the hump.
Battle with the guys for a long time, and big offensive line leans on you forever and hands the ball off to this fullback. Does such a great job.
I'm frankly surprised that Longview's snapping the ball so fast, leaving 20 seconds on the play clock. And that is a dive there that's going to be short of the first down by 2 yards. Again, 4-down territory, I'm sure. If this was college or pro, you might think about a field goal to make it a 2-score game. I don't think that will be the case here, especially when you're running it as well as you are if you're a Los Lobos. Or that would be plural. You don't say a Los Lobos.
Los Lobos?
That would be more plural. We need to do more Spanish.
We got some
in
work
our
to do
broadcast.
this week. We've got to work on some things.
Yeah. Now they're going to go to the fullback, and he will get right to the marker. That's Cummings. He's had a number of carries, and I think they're going to give it to him. They are. So another first down here, and we're going to go under 4 minutes left in the ball game now, and this is where that Rockwall defense definitely has to make a stand. We don't know much about Ayala, the field goal kicker. I know he's got 3 field goals. There wasn't much information on him as far as distance goes, because if they work this thing up and get to like a 4th and 10 or something like that, I'm sure they'll consider going for the field goal to make it a 2-score game, but let's wait till we get there. Back to the I formation. This time they are letting that play clock go down a little bit more. Now finally,
there you go.
Going to have Ashworth come in and get another tackle for loss and bring down Washington. That's the 3rd tackle for loss for Ashworth this season.
Washington's 21st carry of the ball game.
Well, he won't get 22 on this next when he comes out, and unfortunately that means that
Jacadian comes in.
Davis comes in. Yeah,
Jacadian's got 4 carries for 89 yards.
Yeah,
of course with the touchdown off the big one earlier. But
he's going to go in the slot. And I believe that's Cummings in at running back still, and he will go in motion. They're going to give it to him on the jet sweep, and Rockwall is there.
There it is.
There we go.
Christian Lawyer.
That's how you do it.
Christian Lawyer on the stop.
So now we got a 3rd down and 13. Longview needs to get to the 12-yard line.
With the timeout now.
And now Kelly Wyatt wants me, I can't, she wants me to ask a question. I can't ask it. But anyway, big thanks to Kelly for watching.
I can't ask it.
Yeah. I don't have the guts, Kelly. I just don't. I'm still not 100% healthy. If I was more healthy,
I would have taken the chance.
I would take the
He's
chance.
still on the comeback trail.
Yeah.
Still making his way back.
I'm still rehabbing. But always good to have her as a part of the broadcast. So Rockwall taking the timeout here, leaves them with 2. And the clock shows 2:51 left in the ballgame. Big thanks to everybody for watching. If you're wondering where the Heath ball game is, it's their open week. They will be back next week versus North Forney, and we will be
taking a week
off.
Big game for the Hawks and for the Falcons next week.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it will. Hawks looking for their second win.
Quietly flying under the radar right now.
Yeah, I think they are. Okay, here we go. Third down, looking to throw after the play actions. Hamilton is going to go out route, and it's complete.
He's wide open, man. My goodness.
Yeah, great call there to get to. Well, that's Herndon again.
Yeah, it is.
Jaden Herndon. I don't even know how many catches he has tonight. What, 53? How many catches does he have?
It ended up being something like that. Herndon, well, you're going to be surprised. It's only his 5th reception of the ball game.
Okay, but every one of them's big.
Every one of them have been big. Yep.
He has 1 touchdown, right?
Yes, he does.
But he could have had 2. He went down the sideline, could not get in.
Over 100 yards receiving.
Oof.
Over 125, almost 130 yards now.
He had 148 coming in, so he's almost equaling his season total just tonight. And we did not see that coming with the passing game from low snap. Hamilton gets it, keeps it, and he'll get some positive yards here as he takes it up the left side. Don't know if that was intentionally a call for him to have a keeper, but he takes the grounder and goes inside the 5.
Friendly bounce off the turf. A.J. Knowles responsible for the stop finally for the Jackets.
Another timeout for the Jackets here. Then they're going to have the 2-minute warning. 2-minute timeout. I don't think we're allowed to say
2-minute warning.
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to say that. As you just said it again.
2-minute.
It's a 2-minute break. It's a 2-minute siesta if we're going to go.
There you go.
Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Lady Jackets. 3-0 victory over the Lady Lobos today. They improved to 6-1 in district. Yep.
Yeah.
Would be Los Lobos.
Los Lobos.
Then. Yeah.
Los Lobos.
Since it's the female Lobos.
There you go.
Yeah. I think it's still
educational moment.
Yeah. Oh, 19-17.
Wow.
Troy City over Forney.
Jackrabbits have gotten into the zone. Yeah, see, North Forney woke up.
Now, what's
that
the
one was
score?
close, 64-19 now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, North Forney's.
Yeah, they're loaded.
They are. Really, really are.
They will be coming here. That Heath North Forney game is at North Forney, right?
Correct. Yep. Next week, next Friday night.
In their brand spanking new stadium. It was open last year. We got to go to it.
Yes, sir.
On a
good place.
Yeah,
I've yet to go there yet.
It was,
Go
it was
next
nice.
week, yeah.
It was very nice.
Really
huge rainstorm.
A neat setup.
Well, it doesn't rain anymore here, so we're good.
Yeah. There we go. Keeper by Hamilton, and he will get in the end zone.
Pushes the
touchdown.
way in.
So I'm not 100% sure if that wasn't just let's let him get in and get the ball back, see what we can do. Because you hold them up, and they're going to get a field goal out of this at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And so get 2 scores. So I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, but Hamilton will get his first touchdown on the ground tonight.
Of course, with 2 minutes left and 1 timeout left on the clock for the Jackets in this game.
And I don't know, on the kickoff, you hope that goes in the end zone. That way you get a play. Extra point's good by Ayala. But you get a play before that 2-minute mark as opposed to, on the run back. But, of course, you could break something on the run back. That's why we're up in the booth. Look at that. That's another person there with the L.
That must be a requirement.
You got to be able to run.
Sprint the field in 10 seconds.
Yeah. Well, the B on the Lobos, he's not keeping up.
There's a big gap.
Yeah.
Lobos.
Yeah, the B has got to get into some more training.
He's got to work on some
It's
stuff.
still early. It's still early.
I know a lot of people are they're expecting to see 60 minutes right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
But you're not going to see it in its entire, or you will see it in its entirety, except on the West Coast, you'll see it at its regular time. But then, of course, you have Murder, She Wrote. And then you have Dale's Longview Memory. Because the last time, that's a documentary.
Yeah.
And I have to give credit to Chris and the Rockwall ISD network.
Okay.
Sports network. They do great making these documentaries so fast.
They get them done like
Last
that.
time Rockwall beat Longview was in 1931. This documentary is narrated by Dale Downham because he was there at that
And was
game.
old enough to remember it.
12
correct?
years old.
12 years
He
old.
remembers it distinctly.
Wow.
Young pup.
So special.
He was there with his Marlboros on the sideline watching. And so y'all tune in for that.
Had his little dog with him.
His little dog.
Bobo.
Rockwall will take this kickoff, and come on, man! You let that clock stop at 2:01. Give us a play. That's what you get when you got a Heath Hawk running the clock over there.
You got to have that home field advantage over there.
Well, it was like they talked about that with the Cowboy game. When
The 1 second left on the clock?
How are you not running that?
I don't
other
understand.
second?
Well, so they were talking about that at Trace thing the other day. The Cowboys came out and they were like, it would have been given back anyway because there's not
try it.
At least try it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, the game's over.
Right. But you at least make them go in and look at it.
It looks like Trey's talking about that right now.
I'm sure he is. Hey, did you see that Cowboys-Packers game?
Then in a tie?
Yeah. But also the bad luck in that game was that the deflection went straight down.
Yes.
Went right off of, the linebacker's back. Like if you just knocked it up in the air or something. Because Love made a huge mistake.
Yeah, he did.
He was snapping it that late. So anyway. Oh, well. I've never experienced a tie. I don't even remember Rockwall having a tie in
just a
high
weird
school. Back before we did overtimes. I don't remember a tie that we've done.
They are a rarity.
That was a weird feeling.
My last football game ever was a tie, though.
Was it?
Against the Brady Bulldogs, 0-0. Ooh. Empty backfield. Castro in motion. Rockwall needs 2 scores. They're going to throw wide receiver screen far side. That's Duckworth. Not much.
Get out of bounds.
Yep. And so they'll stop the clock. 1:55 left. But the clock.
So much speed in the secondary here for Longview. It's just hard to go downfield to get a
but you got
big play. I know. But that's been the challenge all night long. Is
you hope
the quarterback's not been able to set up good pressure quickly too.
Play action. And now Ricker looking to throw. They are going to go deep. And he's got a man incomplete. Good coverage over there. Again, they got a flag. Late flag.
I think it's going to be on the safety that come over to help, I think.
Well, either way,
Much
it's going to be
unneeded
15 more than
contact.
likely.
That's what it's going to be. We got 2. What's going on here?
Is there another flag?
I don't know. I'm just looking at where
Because we are coming
because
back.
it's Rickard that's standing. And no, it's something against them.
Yeah, it's interference.
It was the
against-
interference
yeah.
against. I'm sorry.
And so it's a first down for Rockwall. Got to move that up 15 yards. So that helps out the Jackets with 1:49 left.
Well, that'll be one that'll drive you crazy too, because it was on the. I think it was the safety.
So now Rockwall.
It's definitely on whoever was coming over there to help.
Castro in motion. Rockwall with the first down. Pump fake. Nobody.
He fumbled it.
Dropped it, and it'll be recovered by Longview. He did the pump fake. I think he lost control of the ball on that, and that should do it. 1:43 left, and now the Rockwall defense will come back out there, and I'm pretty sure Longview's going to.
Well, it's safe to say they're going to run the ball.
I think so. You don't think a flea flicker's
No,
in
sir.
order? This was Rodney. You might have a flea
That'd be
flicker.
a flea flicker, right?
Yeah. This is Rodney versus Prosper.
Yeah.
You're going for a touchdown.
Yep. What did he do, though, tell you the other day when he was talking about, which I understand it, in this district, the way this thing's going to play out,
that's
you
true.
got to score, right?
Uh-huh. Let's
This
talk
point
about that.
Point differential is going to come into play. It's going to happen.
Yeah. And that could be an
in
option
one
here.
position or another.
Because the most points you can get is 14 as far as a differential.
The plus,
even if you
yeah.
score more than that, they're only going to give you 14. So right now, it is a 14-point.
That's a good point.
Lead for
That's a good
Longview, so
point.
they don't really
They
have,
don't need to do it, but you could find yourself in a.
But if it was the other way around, if it was like 10-point lead or something like that, you could see a
reason
team
to do
going
it.
for it. Yeah. Rockwall use their final timeout here on the keeper, I believe. Yep. So if this holds up, Rockwall will go to 1-1 in district, and you start looking at the standings now. Longview will go to 1-0. Keith is idle, so they're 1-0. It looks like if Roy City or you got 2-0 for North Forney.
Yes.
And then you got, if Roy City hangs on, they're 1-1.
1-1.
And then
we've got the tiebreaker on it, but there you go. I'm sorry.
And then you got
Legacy.
Forney 0-2 if they lose that one.
And Legacy.
Then Legacy 0-2.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking at all that right now, and we don't know what's going to happen in that Roy City Forney game. That's still got time. So, anybody can still win that one. But if it holds up, you said this earlier, David, whoever loses that Roy City Forney game is really behind the 8 ball right now.
Okay.
Starting
yeah,
the season
100%. Absolutely. This was one that definitely put pressure on both those two teams going in tonight. Just see the way that Roy City's responded.
There's Hamilton. Nice run. He'll get a first down here. And then it's definitely another Rockwall Longview game where it looked like Rockwall had an opportunity and could not.
One of the ones that you've hung in it, and you had so many opportunities throughout, but you're right, it is. Did get a text a moment ago from Shannon that said he thought it might have been 17 points in our district.
It could be 17, yeah.
17.
Yeah. I thought it was 14, but, you never know. We'll never know. You can't find that out.
What that agreement is, yeah. Yeah. Sit here and work a whole bunch of this clock down in the ball.
Yeah.
I'd say, do want to thank Shannon. He did text in and also say tough game tonight. But the Hawks crew is watching from their backyard. Again, as you said, Billy, the Hawks off and on their off week.
Yeah, and so now you look at it, I think from a Yellowjackets standpoint, you look at games like, okay, haven't beaten Longview in 94 years. You had to kind of think probably odds are you may not get it. Great if you did. But now you go into the bye, and then you get ready for Forney, and that's a big one for Rockwall.
Absolutely.
And of course for Forney.
It's going to be
Forney's going to be looking at this, and who knows?
Could be a very desperate, very hungry, desperate team, for the Rabbits by them.
Exactly. And so we'll see how that pans out. But Rockwall will drop this one 35-21. Go to 1-1 in district, 3-3 overall. Good effort, but you find some things in here that that the coaches will work on. The tackling, one. A couple turnovers that really hurt the Jackets. The interception in the end zone. Not that this latest fumble was going to be a tough comeback anyway, but you had some gifts. You had a couple turnovers from Longview, 2 fumbles that could have really made a difference. Rockwall didn't take advantage of that they did take advantage of that first fumble, not of the second one. And they had their opportunities.
They sure did.
Yeah, and so this is the Rockwall Sports Center post-game show. And so I want to thank everybody for staying with us here as we will kind of go over some numbers, David, and then go ahead and sign out.
Again, let me talk on from a Lobo standpoint. They had 383 yards of total offense, 17 first downs, 137 yards through the air, 246 on the ground. Kind of the tale of two halves. It's what happens when you're in a position where you're leading. Just run the football. Hamilton went 6 of 10. 6% completion percentage for 154 yards and the 1 touchdown. Herndon was the leading receiver, had 4 catches for 141 yards and the touchdown.
That almost matches his season total.
It's crazy, man. And then only two other completions. 2 other completions other than that. Hit Caden Graves for 8 yards and hit Colin Cummings out of the backfield for 1 catch for 5 yards. Again, the Yellowjackets gave up the So Mason Washington had 21 carries for 96 yards. Davis had the 5 carries for 87 yards. Both those 2 guys got into the end zone once. Hamilton kept the football 10 times, the quarterback for 40 yards, and also scored a touchdown as well. Colin Cummins carried it, the fullback, 9 times for 34 yards, and then Caden Graves carried it 2 times for 8 yards. For the Yellowjackets, 329 yards and 16 first downs, 194 yards through the air, 135 yards on the ground. Rickert was 15 of 26. Did not have a touchdown thrown, but did unfortunately have the 1 interception. Duckworth had 6 catches for 77 yards. Puffer had 2 catches for 77 yards. Petrino Receptions for 17 yards, 1 catch for 10 yards for Jackson Stoner, 2 for 10 for Jet Lamb, and then A.J. Hatcher had the 1 catch for 7 yards. Rushing the football, 9 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown for Caden Castro. A.J. Hatcher had it 7 times, carried it 7 times for 32 yards. Brent Rickards, 7 carries for 31 yards and a touchdown. Jacoby Hankins carried it 5 times for 31 yards. Ryan Wiley, the only other one with positive yardage, 1 carry for 9 yards tonight for the Jackets. 35-21.
And a touchdown, right?
Excuse me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was that right? Did I just say that? Yes, Ryan Wiley, the the touchdown. I'm sorry. So, again, 35-21, a 14-point win tonight for the Lobos over the Jackets.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything super surprising about this one other than the tackling or lack of tackling for the Jackets, but you have to give credit to Longview and those skill positions and those guys.
Have a lot to do with that.
Yeah. And when you play Longview, you know there's never been a time where the backs and the receivers are not uber talented,
ready to go,
and hard to bring down. So it's not a big surprise. But they, it was a tough one here for the Jackets as far as I mentioned before. Had their opportunities. There was a number of moments. It looked like this thing was going to be a blowout at the start. You give them a pretty easy touchdown on the snap over the punter's head, and then they take the ball down the field on a big play and get the 14-point lead. The turnover that gets Rockwall back in it, and it looks like it's nip and tuck as you keep going through it. They keep answering the touchdowns of Longview's with their own touchdowns.
Yeah.
But Longview just held serve and eventually pulls away at the end. It feels like every game we play against them is that way.
That's it.
That they seem to have a lead that is just a little bit too much to overcome.
Longview might be one of the teams that, of course, it's partially, but you follow where I'm going in here, and that I did play so comfortable with the lead.
Sure.
I mean, just a team that, I mean, that is so solid, so sound. Well, let's just run the football. We can just run the football. Offensive line does a great job. These backs, goodness gracious, how many times we hit the back in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my word.
Well, and then look at that. Rockwall cuts the deficit to 7, and what does Longview do? They take it right down the field on the ground until they need a pass play, and then they get it. And that works because of the good running game.
That's right.
And so...
and you got to give the Rockwall defense some credit, too. I mean, I feel like it's a broken record talking about them every single week. They kept the Jackets in this ball game all day. As many mistakes as they had, they still kept them in it and had themselves a chance to win this ball game.
I said before, when the Louisville and Lake Travis losses, guys, remember one of the things I talked about is in those, there's a difference when you go out and just get blown apart and there's nothing you could have done about it. When you're frustrated after a loss because you can look at things and know that, a handful of plays that could have made a big difference in the game, those are the ones that will eat you up. There's going to be some guys that are frustrated, you know what I mean, looking at video this week, just as that would have been the case in Louisville and Lake Travis, because you could have won it.
Well, that's 3 games.
It's one of those games that, guys, you were in a fight. You were in a fight. This one ends up a 14-point ball game, but we know that this game was one of the ones that it was a fight. You had chances throughout this game, and just not able to do that.
You go back to the Lake Travis game, they held them to 28. They lost that one. They held Louisville to 28, lost that one. But then, and they basically held Longview to 28 on defense. One touchdown with special teams. So you really can't ask a lot more of a defense against those teams. All of them are state ranked.
In today's
high-powered offense,
Yes, today's offenses.
Yeah, and then, of course, the North Crowley game, they did score more, but you end up winning that one. And so you're right, Chris, that this defense is really something that has really kept the Yellowjackets in these ball games, and it's something that they can really lean on moving forward. You're not going to face an offense like this the rest of the season. When I say that, a power I formation fullback hit you right in the face offense. All the rest
you don't think so?
I don't think they are.
Not in 2025.
Hey, what's so crazy is they don't do it a whole lot, but the young man can throw too.
Yeah, he can.
So this offense, they may open the can on something else that everybody else is going to have to deal with for the next few weeks.
And this
you know what I mean?
I'm going to suggest this. We already have Katrina Pearson. We're going to have her involved with the scheduling.
Yes, what do you want her to do now?
I also don't think.
Are you making that phone call?
I will.
Okay, just make sure.
I'm fine with that. You also shouldn't have Longview that can throw a quarterback that can throw and run. I think that's very unfair.
You got to do one or the other.
One or the other.
Pick
you
one.
can't do both. Yeah, this is not right.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that Katrina needs to get on that.
And if you're going to pick the run, that's what they decide to do. You can't have that receiver either.
Exactly.
You know, you can't have that sophomore.
No.
You know what I mean?
And you can't have your backup quarterback come in and be a great receiver
just an
and runner.
insane
This
athlete
is all things that
not
aren't
listed.
fair.
Yep.
And so we'll have our state representative get
life,
on that.
Life isn't fair,
I know.
guys. I mean,
I
it's
know.
not fair.
We're just trying to make it
But
more
we
fair.
want to make it more fair.
We do. We do.
We do.
It makes more sense that way.
Great effort by the Jackets.
Yes, it was.
And proud of them, and glad that they. This thing could have been a blowout, and they came right back in there and made it a ball game. And so excited for them. A lot of things. And coaches, that's a perfect world for coaches. Hey, a lot of good things, but we got some stuff to work on, and you got 2 weeks to work on it.
Yep. That's it.
That's another thing. It's going to sit in your crawl for a little bit, for 2 weeks.
It is.
And
well, that's what it did for
And don't
Longview.
you, that's what I was going to say.
Exactly
Do
across the field
not
there.
think that was part of
Yep.
that. Those guys were on a 2-game losing streak.
Yep.
Take off a week, not able to get back out there,
And it hurts
mix
when
it
you
up.
can't
Now,
get
when
out.
it
Yeah.
drove them crazy. It drove them nuts watching.
Yeah.
Watching football, being aware of what was going on, and as far as the other district is concerned, that everybody else is kicking that week off,
Yep.
and they're at home after 2 losses like that.
Well,
and what they do, they came out here ready to roll, man, ready to roll tonight.
And I think that now Rockwall has 2 weeks to get ready for Forney in that running game, and you're going to have time to get some people healthy too.
That's right.
That's
and,
big thing right now.
I think another big thing is getting Gunnar Talley back on that offensive line. He'll be out of protocol by then. And you got a couple other guys that are banged up, and 2 weeks should be very beneficial.
And talking to Trey this past week, I asked him that question. I was like, is this would you rather had maybe 1 more week to go, or would you rather have? He's like, this is a perfect time to got flu bugs going through the team right now.
Get this junk out of the way.
Get it all out.
Shut it down
roll.
for a minute.
And every game, Rodney Webb would talk about this. Longview is a team that will they put a hurt on you.
Yep.
That you don't leave those
You're
games.
feeling it.
Yeah, you feel it. You have injuries after playing Longview almost every time. They just overpower you. That is the best time to have that bye to get healthy after that. And it's good for this team, assuming the Jackets get into the playoffs. You have sat here and played.
That's huge, man.
1, 2, 3, 4 state-ranked teams. Beat one of them, the defending champ, and took the other 3,
to the wire.
To the wire. And you still got North Forney coming up and Heath, very, very difficult opponents. But the good thing for Jacket fans, not to count that this is, going to be, but you have an open week, then you have Forney, and you have Tyler Legacy. Those are games that the Forney game who knows? I don't know how this one ends.
Well, that's all on the line with Forney, pretty much.
Yeah, and they still have a game before they play us. So who knows where they're going to be at? Yep. Are they going to be sitting there at 2-1, or are they going to be 1-2, or 0-3? Whatever is going to be. If they're 0-3, that could be a whole different team they get playing than a 2-1 team. So anyway, it's just going to be really interesting there to see how that comes out. But overall, performance that the Jackets can be proud of. Just got to get over that hump against Longview, and now it's going to be 95.
Well, I know you guys are off next week. You going to Greece?
Yeah,
might as well.
Okay.
Or what? I'll probably watch Greece.
There you go.
I'll
didn't
watch
have anything planned. I guess we can look at that option,
right.
but
I'm just hopelessly devoted to you.
That might be a good time to sign off, but I appreciate it.
Again, embarrassed that I know a song from
you did,
musical Grease.
and that you worked it in like that. That was crazy.
Waited all game for you to work that
I know,
in.
he did.
Until the final minute.
Final minute.
The late, great Olivia Newton-John. If she would have married John Travolta, she'd have been Olivia Newton-John Travolta. Just realize
you're
that.
really in charge of this thing. You know that? Don't forget that. Don't forget that.
I think I'm going to Greece.
Yeah.
Might not come back.
Oh, my goodness.
To all those in Greece.
Yeah. Shout out to Misty Racing, roughing it in Greece. Boy.
Rough life.
Yeah. She's got a photo booth set up there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's making some coin there. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, boys, we're going to, solid game. We've got 2 weeks. We'll take a break. I'm sure y'all, you got to work. Chris.
Yeah, so next week, Rockwall volleyball, Heath volleyball. We got an area water polo Friday. If you're bored on Friday, come out. Got at least 3 matches.
And I'm sure you'll be doing some documentaries that we've been advertising here.
They got the Billy Quinn documentary.
Whoa!
Got
see how that
Who
works.
knows
David Elizabeth Sweet, the second.
The history of that.
Yeah, the history of
my middle name.
I know y'all are having a staff meeting about me, so I may not be here. So
well, Trevor Webb's going to Austin, so who knows what troubles he's going to get into next week.
And he did not eat fudge before.
He did not eat fudge. J-Mo's coming back from the Guatemala, so we got
a busy week.
Lots of documentaries.
I wish I could do my Guatemala joke, but I'm not going to do
Jets
it.
drinking a Dr. Pepper. I mean, look at that. I mean, there you go.
Jet's going to eat the rest of our brownies. He's been
It's about to have a field day.
Yeah.
You know what might be a thought? How about you sign this sucker off right quick?
Yeah.
We land this plane. You know what I mean? Let's land this plane. This sucker has flown around.
This is the opposite of the
trying to dump some gas at this point.
Yes. I was sick and I just bolted.
We have just circled the airport. We have circled the airport.
This is like a Russ Childers prayer. It never ends.
It just doesn't end.
Just circle it. All right. For Chris Curtis, for David Sweet, for Trevor Webb, even for Jet.
I guess.
I'm Billy Quinton. Thanks for joining us tonight. And Lisa Trammell. Lisa did a great job earlier and worked some camera there, and I'm sure got some good photos. So I want to thank you all for joining us. Rockwall falls 35-21 to Longview. We'll see you in a couple weeks as this 10-6A long race continues. Good night, everybody.